we're back in 3, 2, 1.
And we back, and we back, and we back. Like a motherfucking Chance album, dog. What's up?
What's up, dude?
Hey, I see you every day.
Yes, well, yeah.
I see you every second of every day. This isn't what's up. I see him too much.
Yeah.
I see him always.
Yeah.
He lives right there.
Yeah.
But we're glad you're back, because you guys don't live right there.
Yes, that is true. And I appreciate you for that.
Hassan, did you do your homework?
Yes, before we get into this week's movie, I watched last week's movie.
That's his homework.
Yes. I watched The Rookie.
With Dennis Quaid?
Yes.
And the kid from
Two and a Half Men. And
you've never seen it?
No.
Because that's the point of the podcast. Get on motherfucking board.
It made me cry, even though I knew it was coming. When he
Baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Baseball.
Zoom.
When he made the team, I cheered. I was like, yeah.
Wait, when he made which one?
The Major League team.
Oh, when he made when him and Brooks, when he was like,
Yeah.
yo, you go tell Brooks too, and he's like,
You got to call Brooks because you're going with him.
you're going with Brooks.
And
Brooks was good, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the scene where his kids are there and he gets the tryout and he's throwing 98 and he's blowing everybody's fucking minds. I love that scene because he's annoyed with it.
Yeah, because he's changing a diaper.
Yeah, and he's like, I gotta fucking leave.
Yeah, I was like, I did the least I could. I made it to the tryouts.
Yep, and then he fucking
murdered. It's crazy. Throwing 98 at
dude, that's so fast.
30, early 40s, late 30s. Yeah.
People don't throw 98 in their 25-year-old absolute prime.
Yeah, and so this guy's just doing it. Just all those people. I couldn't help but thinking all those people at
It's also
baseball.
kind of a miracle story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is like movie worthy. I get why they made a movie of it because it's like I've never heard of that player, but damn, that story is incredible, dog.
The story's nuts.
Yeah, that's a nuts fucking story.
Nuts.
That's if you know anything about baseball, bro. Even if you don't know anything about it's not if you don't, but if you know anything about baseball, it's like what he did. What? That's not how arms work.
I read because I looked him up afterwards, and he was saying when he got to the majors, he was talking to Wade Boggs, who's this Hall of Fame player.
Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
Get on fucking board.
Yeah, and he gets mad about Wade Boggs.
Come on.
Yeah. Relax. It's just Wade. And Wade told him that it was the best story he's ever heard. And Wade is a crazy person. Yeah. So that's, you know what I mean? So it's it's just an incredible story. It's crazy that it's real.
It doesn't make sense.
It's
you watch it because you watch the movie, you go, "That's not a real story," and then it ends with, "Oh, this is a true story," and you're like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
For 2 years, that's crazy,
bro. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah.
He made it through the minors.
Yeah, right.
It's impossible. The logistics of making a baseball team, it's impossible, dog.
I couldn't help but thinking not even the minors, dude. All the people who fucking went to that open tryout. It's just damn, talk about a shot in the dark. Or talk about a Hail Mary.
Hail Mary pass.
That's a Hail Mary. To try out for an open tryout for a team, that's a Hail Mary.
And we're talking about guys who, the people at that tryout would be guys who started all 4 years at University of Texas. We're talking about guys who can ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We ain't talking about we talking about people that are like, oh yeah, I get why you are here because you, and they have no chance.
No chance. Zero chance.
And they were a star at the university. Started, batted maybe 3 something. You know what I mean? All that shit. Not enough.
And they didn't even get past the open tryouts.
Well, yeah, because there's fucking Mexican kids that are already better.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. The Dominicans, man.
Sam Rowe. There's not a 15-year-old Dominican that's already better than a 25-year-old guy at Texas.
They're a 15-year-old who swam from Cuba, who's the best player.
And the major leagues are only why do we have to fucking wait till they're 18? He can start right now. You don't think it's a 15-year-old kid that can start in the majors right now? You're fucking crazy, dude. You're crazy.
Yeah, you're angry at them today. You're angry
because they don't know baseball and they're not answering me when we talk about it.
That's true. That is true.
They know movies. That's why y'all came. But guess what? It's baseball today.
This is
Albert Pujols. What's up?
In terms of story and feel, this is like Baseball Rudy.
Oh man,
this is Baseball Rudy.
Get you right in the beginning. How'd you feel about the dad and the characters and all that stuff?
Everyone you felt for. It was a great
Dad sucks in the beginning.
Great emotions movie. Yeah, well, Dad has the best actual character arc.
Oh yeah, he had to do some acting. He had to really Dennis Quaid was more stoic. That was that's not that's not acting, but it's just all right, just be controlled. Whereas the dad, they were like, hey, bro, we need you to be a dick, and then we need you to have a lot of redemption.
Yeah. Be like, oh man, I fucked it up. I didn't see what this kid had or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
I fucked up as a dad. I should have just. Why wasn't I at the games? Why wasn't I doing the things?
Right. Why didn't I at least? Because it's you have to. If you're gonna move, look, you have to move a lot. You're in the military. That's part of.
The kid's got to move and deal with the kid. I'm not when he was like, hey, we're moving. It is like, and he's like, no, but I want to stay and finish the season. And the dad's like, hey,
we can't.
We're moving.
Yeah, but show some interest. Like,
go to the games.
Or like when the kid lost his glove and he was like sad, and the dad was like, fuck you, or you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what? Come on, dude. This kid loves baseball.
Oh, and also, hey, Dad, remember when he walked in and said, I had 13 strikeouts today?
Yeah, what?
And you didn't look up?
Yeah. What?
You didn't look up and go, you didn't hear ka-ching in the back of your head like a regular dad?
Yeah, right? It's like, how do you not see the money?
Or at least like, oh, baby, free college at the bare minimum.
Right?
You did how many strikeouts?
13. You're how old? All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can stick on this.
Yeah. Let's work this out.
Let's get you in some camps. Let's get you in some 24, year-round baseball. Do you want to do that? And he's like, yeah, I want to do that. And I'm like, my kind of kid. We're gonna be a baseball family. God, I hope. Bro. I want my kid to play sports so bad. Girl, daughter, or dude, I don't give a fuck. She can swim. She can soccer, nigga, track, nigga, volleyball. I don't give a fuck, bro. I would just love to just be a sports dad.
I mean, that would be great.
How do you feel about being a sports dad?
That would be great.
Because you didn't get to play sports.
I didn't get to play sports.
And you love sports.
Yes. I would let my kids play sports. Now, whether or not they will have the genetic makeup to be a professional athlete, that's all on who the mom is. I'm gonna say that right there.
No, you're right. That is on who the mom is, and that kid's willpower and determination.
Yeah, that's who the mom is. Look, hey, I can give you the brains to read a defense, but the actual physicality to do it, bro, you better hope your mom was an athlete, because it's not gonna happen.
You say that, man. I don't know. You might get a kid that's into something, and then like into pool. And
that's like Jose Altuve is like 5'7", so he doesn't. I don't need it. It doesn't need to be a tall mom, but it's got to be a physically gifted one.
What if your kid wanted to be a fighter?
Oh man, he'd have to super want to do it, and he'd have to be amazing at it. For me to be like,
because obviously when it started fighting, it started wrestling. Like, let's say your kid wants to wrestle.
Yes,
you let him do that.
Yes,
and he's good. He gets really good.
Yes.
And then he wants to face like, I want to box too, Dad. He's like 14, 15.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Such a brutal sport.
But he's like the best wrestler. Are you not curious? He's like the best. He's like dominating. He's like where you're
if he was the best wrestler,
dominating wrestling, dominating.
I would be like, are you sure you don't want to do like Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu? Like at that point, it's like if he's like the best wrestler, and it's like you want to fight for a living, then you really want to do it, then go to the UFC. Don't go boxing.
He's gonna learn it anyway if he's doing all the other stuff. You'll learn it. You'll pick it up. But I feel what you're saying.
Right.
You're saying go this way.
Well,
what if he's like, no, but I want to box. I like this shit. I like watching these boxers.
And I mean, I'd be supportive.
Also, what a determined.
Yeah, I'd be.
Would you not also be like, look at my kid? What a choice.
I think I'd be supportive, but I'd definitely tell him like, hey, like if you're the best wrestler, the route, the best, like the clearest fighting route for you is definitely UFC.
Would you be
boxing.
the kind of dad? Because I know where you're gonna like whatever they do, you're gonna get like so into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if your kid's a soccer player, are you like, oh well, it's like, oh well.
Yeah, I guess I gotta know a lot about soccer now. Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Like if my kid it gets into like whatever, bro, like track and field, and she like falls in love with pole vault, I'm gonna be like, well, nigga.
Yeah.
We a pole vaulting postings. You know what I'm saying? We some pole vaulting peas, though.
Yeah. It's that's the thing. If they want to do it and they show like talent at it, I'm gonna do it. Now if they can't fight for shit and they're like, oh, I want to do UFC, I'd be like, no.
Well, also, that sounds like a kid that never fought in his life.
Yeah,
and he's like 17. He's like, I want to do this. It's like, well, shut the fuck up, man. You haven't done anything yet.
You gotta show talent at it. But like if my kid was like a talented soccer player and like could really do it and like could like hang professionally, then it's like, let's see if we can get you in Europe, because clearly that's the
way.
What
do you mean hang professionally? Oh, well, first of all, you would know.
Yeah.
You would know, bro. You would know immediately because they're playing with other kids, and that's how you know.
Right.
That's where it's like stand up. You know how you're like you find out your level immediately you find out your level.
Right. You're like,
that's the great thing about sports.
Yeah.
It's like right when you go out there with other kids, you'd be like, if your kid's better than everybody locally, you'd be like, okay. Then you got your kid in the travel league, and then you find out, and then you're like, okay. And if your kid's better than everybody there, then you see what I'm saying? And then also, but by then, if your kid was already better than everybody locally, you got to remember, it's sports, bro. Everybody would talk.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, this is great. Good. And then if your kid was the best kid in travel league, then everybody would really talk. And if your kid's the best league in like some other like bigger league and like doing like, those kind of like, it's like, bro, it just keeps going.
You know what I'm saying? You just keep moving up.
It just keeps moving up. And bro, but that shit's exciting, man. And he fucking did it.
He did it. That's inspiring. He did it. I mean, those kids Like watching those kids walk into the baseball stadium and be like, damn, he did that shit. And they're
and they won the district.
And they're passing out flyers. That's when I started like crying too.
Oh man, look at you.
Yeah.
How many times did you cry when you watched the movie? Actually,
not as much as Rudy.
How many times did you cry when you watched Rudy?
Oh, Rudy, it was like continuous.
Wait, from the beginning of the movie?
No.
From like when his friend dies, that's the shit. And he's at the funeral.
I didn't cry when the friend died.
I'm talking at the funeral. At the funeral,
I'm talking about pretty much Rudy from the second they start putting the jerseys down.
Oh my gosh, that to the end. That's like so long.
Yeah. That's like a 30 minutes of crying.
Yeah, just fucking.
Yeah.
He never saw Rudy.
Yeah, I mean, it was like there were moments when he calls the kid.
Oh, in this movie when he calls the kid, that's what gets me. Just because, man, that was good acting too on both parts.
Calls the kid when the kids hand out the flyers, and then when the whole town surprises
him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think when he runs out, bro, that shit got me fooled. When he runs out on the field for the first time, and it's just like, and the lights, man, it's like, damn, bro. That's all he wanted was to run out on that motherfucking, run out from there to the mound.
Yeah, it's
a dope. It's also a dope moment.
It's what's it called? It's
imagine running to the mound.
I mean, it's there is something about like, damn, dude, like it's inspiring to watch someone like achieve his dream, especially because we're dream chasers. Yeah. So to see someone do it at like the biggest stage, you know what I mean? To make it, like he's envisioned this as a kid, and through all like the bullshit he had to go through, he did it.
Man, it really reminds me of my boy D Bates, man. It really does. Just like, man, how did he do it? Just from when I met him, 3 years of high school together, he dominates at Christian Brothers, transfers to Olive Branch, right, his senior year because our coach tells him he's not an SEC player. Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, our head coach told him this in a meeting, bro, because he was like, blah, blah, blah. His offers were like Jackson, Arkansas State, these kind of lower school. And then, he was like, you're not an SEC caliber player. And Darren was like, okay. Left, went to another school, proved that he was an SEC caliber player. You know what I mean? Goes to the SEC, dominates his freshman year, goes all the way to junior year. Senior year, he like gets into like, I think he gets hurt and like goes in like a job for the battle his senior year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Like position battle.
Yeah. And so, you know what I mean? So it's like I didn't go as he went, and then he went undrafted. Fucking waiting around for a call, gets nothing. Tries out with the Rams, makes it because of special teams. Cut to 7 years later.
He's still here.
Titans. Killing it.
Still here.
Like, bro, it's crazy. That shit, bro, that motherfucker's been playing football his whole life. It's like, bro, that's crazy. We're both 28 and he's still playing football.
That's not an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. 7 years? That's what? 3 times the average?
Yes, 3 times the average.
Yeah. That's
and
crazy.
Still going. Like, still the team is a big player on the team. Like, it's like, what?
Special teams captain?
Yeah. How do you still? What? God, man. Thanks for coming out to Nashville, buddy. Yeah. You came out to the Nashville shows, and you brought another Titan player. And I forget remember your name, but hope you make.
Hope you made the team.
Hope you made the team, and or you're already on the team, and you're a guy, and you make a lot of money. Make all the money. Rob those niggas blind because you guys are slaves. Yeah. But
yeah,
at least you're not in college anymore, where you're actual slaves.
Yeah. You're at least you're more like indentured servants here. Yeah, and that's the rookie.
And that's the rookie for sure. What up?
Beaners, this is your intermission right now.
Before we get into the episode you are here for, really quick, thank you for listening.
Yes,
we love you.
We do. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes.
Please rate and review. That stuff matters. We could use the help, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it.
Tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it. You keep going back and listening to old episodes. That's how we know you love it. We appreciate that.
And follow us on Instagram @SpoilTheBeans, and then you can find our individual Instagrams. We're linked on everything. Follow
Derek
us
Poston, Sanamad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Greg Scamato for making our theme music. If you want some more samples from him or maybe help from him, check out gregcanhelp.com.
Yep.
Yeah. And now back to your future presentation.
Yo, what up, you beaners?
Bean, 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 bean.
You bean, 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 bean. Man, we need a motherfucking sound horn that goes bean, 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 bean.
Like a soundboard? A soundboard would be dope.
Yeah, it's coming, though. You know what? We put it in the universe, and now we're going to get a soundboard with bean, 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 bean on that motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure we could figure it out on a laptop.
Yeah, we'll figure that out, maybe. But things are coming, beaners. Thanks for rocking with us. You're back for episode whatever this is.
84.
84 episodes in a row, and we haven't died yet. Isn't that crazy?
Not yet. There's time, though.
Hassan, are you going to be doing comedy anywhere?
Yeah, September 4th, I'll be at the Santa Monica Pier doing that. We're doing a show on the pier. It'll be clean. So
who are you doing a show with over there?
I don't know who else is on the show. I know Amid Singh is probably gonna be on it. He's who hit me up about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Amid.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's just gonna be a bunch of comics. It'll be outdoors, I think, on the pier. So it'll be fun. Come hang out. If you've never been to the pier, it's a good time to go.
Dope.
Yes.
Also, September 12th, we will both
be at the Ice House
with Brendan Schaub.
How
do you say his last name?
Brendan Scooby-Doo.
Brendan Scooby-Doo, guys. We'll be there with him. September 12th. Go get your tickets because that will sell out. Like, it will. If it's not sold out already, it's going to sell out. So go ahead and get them. Also, that weekend of September 14th, me and Hassan will be in Bakersfield, doing a show. Come on out, guys.
Yes. We don't know the exact place yet, but follow us on Instagram and it'll be there.
It'll be there. So make sure and also follow us on Instagram.
Come on.
Also, if you're not following us on Instagram and you listen to this, I don't even know how the fuck you got here.
yeah. It's pretty much just we have a niche following. And then the next day, September 15th, we are at West Covina at Chatterbox.
It's got a very fun show. Chatterbox. It's actually a great show. So come on out, and it always packs out as well. So come out if you live there and you're a Beaner fan. Come out and come see us. And then that weekend, following weekend, we kick off the motherfucking Big Brown 50 Shades of Brown tour. You know what I mean? Well, actually, no, this is still the BDE tour.
No, this is still the Big Dick Energy
We're still on the Big Dick Energy tour, but we're going really hard, guys, with Mr. Brendan Shigadoobie-Doo-Boo.
Yes.
We will starting off with Houston Improv.
September 20th and 21st, I believe, right?
Yep, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. If you're any Beaners in Houston, and I know I have some because people hit me up, come on out, guys. Come on out, and say what's up, too. And then the following weekend, we will be in Denver at Comedy Works, September 26th, 27th, 28th. 5 shows, maybe 6. They might add a show. We were talking about, he was talking about it. You never know.
Okay.
So, but if they're adding the show, that means tickets are going to sell out.
Yeah.
So if you're a Denver Beaner, I know we have Beaners now all over now,
right?
Which we love you guys. Please come out, say what's up. You say you hit me up on Instagram, so come say what's up. You know what I mean? And yeah, other than that, if all the rest of the dates, go to fighterandthekid.com.
Yes.
Buy tickets there. We're going to be everywhere with Brendan. So just if you want to see us and you like Brendan Schaub, go to all those dates. And also, if you're a fan of King and this thing, thanks for coming, man. Gang, buzz. You know what I'm saying? Hassan.
Yes.
How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling excited about this movie.
Yeah, you saw The Rookie, right?
Yes, I saw The Rookie. Yes.
This isn't The Rookie.
Well, hopefully it's something that won't make me cry. I don't think I can handle that 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it's a lot of crying for you, huh?
Yeah. I don't like being in my emotions that much.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's too much.
2 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
So, Hassan, can you tell me what happens, or I guess what you think happens, because you don't know because you haven't seen the movie.
Right.
Can you tell me what you think happens in the cultural phenomenon?
Oh, cultural phenomenon. Oh, this is when people are going to be mad at me for not knowing, huh?
American Pie.
Oh. Wow, we're finally doing it.
We're expecting that, huh?
We're finally.
But it is a cultural.
Yeah.
It's like, I knew.
Yeah, we talked about this like a month ago.
Yeah, we did.
I think this one blew your mind that I hadn't seen because it wasn't
on our list.
It's a big one. Yeah.
It's a big comedy. I mean, they made 1 trillion of them. So.
Yeah, because and then I know you know sort of like.
Well, look, I mean,
what
do
you know? You know, like him putting the dick in the pie, and then the one time at band camp. That story.
Well, those things are forever classic.
Yeah. And he has that friend. I think his name is like Stigler or something like that. Stifler.
There you go.
Stifler. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Stigler is when I was a little kid. With that show Unsolved Mysteries. It was like this really scary guy, and he would tell you unsolved mysteries. Like Stigler was like a serial killer that they were searching for. I remember because that was like the first thing I watched on TV.
Didn't that guy
really scared me?
His daughter died by a serial killer.
No, you're thinking of America's Most Wanted. His son got killed.
Yeah.
Isn't
that crazy?
Yeah.
How weird. That's the craziest shit of all time. It's like, dude, what?
Yeah.
The odds.
Yeah. Well, that's what started the whole thing.
Yeah.
Stifler. And so it's basically,
So you tell me what. So you know some things. You know the cultural references.
Right. Tell
me what happens.
There's kids are in high school. I forgot the main guy's name, but he's still a virgin. And
poor guy.
Yeah, well, and the whole plot of the movie is him losing his virginity and trying to lose his virginity. It starts, it's sort of like, they ask being in a pussy's like, and it's like, oh, it's like putting your dick in a apple pie or whatever. And that's what
you got there. Okay, you got there.
That's what he fucks the pie, and then he gets like burnt and shit, and then comedy ensues.
It's comedy.
Yeah, it's just it's like it's him like, and it's just his different adventures in trying to lose his virginity, like him going out with like Stifler to like a bar or something and like getting fake IDs or whatever, and Stifler trying to be a wingman, and and he just fucks it up here and there. He says the wrong thing, he does the wrong thing, or something crazy and weird happens. You know how comedies work.
I've seen a comedy movie. Yeah. You're describing literally
every comedy
right here.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And then basically he is friends with that girl from the band who tells her that band.
You know that actress, yes?
Yeah, that's Allison Hannigan. I think that's her name,
she's
right?
in lots of stuff.
Yeah, she's like famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like her first big thing, right?
Oh yeah, but this popped her off.
Right.
Oh yeah.
What's the main character's real name is like Jason Biggs, right?
Yeah,
that's his real name.
He had a run.
He was in a lot of things. He was in Jersey Girl.
Oh no, he had a legit run. Like he had a legit where he was starring in big movie run.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
So this really popped some people off.
Oh dude.
Yeah.
They made.
Yeah, a bunch of these. Yeah, and so many spinoffs.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it was like. Oh, it was such a big franchise.
Eugene Levy is in all of them. I think that's the like.
Well, he's
through line.
the funniest person in all of them.
Right.
That's why he's in all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was gonna say, the dad is Eugene Levy.
Yeah, I knew Eugene Levy. He's like,
he's just funny in everything too.
He's just like a lot of big expressions, a lot of big faces from him. Yeah, he's very funny. He was great in that Steve Martin movie. The one with Queen Latifah.
Oh my God, Bringing Down the House?
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
How great is that movie?
Yeah. I love that movie. That movie is really funny.
I love Bringing Down the House, man.
I'll never forget where he tries to call the cops, and then Queen Latifah goes, "What are you gonna say? You're harboring a fugitive?" And then he just yells in Chinese on the phone, and then he
Steve Martin's so stupid, bro. We should talk about Bringing Down the House.
Yeah. Fuck this podcast. Let's talk about Bringing Down the House.
And then how's it end?
He eventually has sex with Bandcamp Girl, with Allison Hannigan. And then they maybe began a relationship.
And we in there.
We in there.
And that's American Pie.
That's American Pie.
Not bad. You nailed most of it.
I feel like
not most of it. You nailed like
some of it, right.
Yeah, you nailed the things that you said you knew.
Right. Pretty much it. And then
everything else you kind of strung everything else together.
Yeah, but like this is how comedies work generally.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Yeah, comedies like this. There's a formula.
I've seen this movie a million times, right? Mm-hmm. Watching it today was great. Because I was allowed to. I remember when this movie came out and I wasn't allowed to. I had to watch it because everybody was talking about it as the biggest comedy in the world, and I wasn't allowed to fucking watch this stupid fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I finally saw it at a friend's house, and but their parents made us leave through for the sex scenes, so I didn't see any of the movie. But I watched it through a motherfucking closet.
That definitely defeats the purpose of the movie.
Yeah, you gotta see. It's the whole movie's. Yeah,
so the whole movie's about sex.
So. But I mean, I get it though, because it's a lot. It is like Jesus. Imagine being like 10 trying to watch this shit.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but what made it great was when I finally saw it, I was like, damn, this is. I get why it was a big deal because it is a funny comedy. And the other two movies I saw in theaters.
2 and 3?
I saw 2 and 3.
I saw like The Naked Mile.
You saw I saw The Naked Mile. I saw the Bandcamp. I saw all those gens.
Yeah. I don't think I saw Bandcamp. I think I just seen the only American Pie I've seen is Naked Mile.
Naked Mile.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. These 3 are fucking. Even today, I was like, damn, bro, this is a funny ass movie. It's funny, fool. I was like, because it's just like, yo, it's so ridiculous that you're like, damn, this is why this movie still plays.
Right. It's
because they don't make comedies like this.
It's over the top and. Yeah,
and when I was watching, I'm like, damn, this is still like the whole time I was entertained, you know?
Comedies nowadays, like there's like this
it's all
weird
about subtlety.
Yeah, there's subtlety and there's like realism to it. There's no
big brash characters where it's like stiff, like it's like, yeah, we know. Oh, but he's a misogynist. We know he's misogynistic and racist. Yeah, of course. His name's Stifler. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why are we making it like real? Like, oh, that's a bad person. It's like, but that's not a real person.
Right. There's nothing like that. And then even like if you go deeper, there's nothing in like Airplane. Nothing like Airplane.
Oh God, nothing like
The Unsolved Mystery Guys was an Airplane. He was like the serious aircraft controller that they bring in.
Yeah.
Robert Stack, I believe his name is.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh. And that's a Sans Random Facts.
Well, yeah.
That's Random Facts.
That's because he was so scary. That shit is like stuck in my head.
You ready for American Pie?
No. Can we just stop here?
We could.
We've never done that.
I'm hungry.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, your call.
Yeah. I was thinking for a second.
It was his call, guys. It's a Sans podcast. So, movie starts. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
wow, you know, that old school porn,
Yeah.
bow, wow, wow, and you hear like, oh yeah, you know, credits, a messy room, like high school, you know, high school kids' room. We see Jason Biggs, our lead, talking shit, watching a blurry ass porn. When you were a kid, do you remember Channel 84?
No.
Channel 84, I guess, I don't know if that was a Southern thing or maybe where I was from, but it was literally, it was not like they didn't call Channel 84. It was literally Channel 84.
Right.
And at a certain point at night, at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., it was always fuzzy, but it would get really fuzzy. And you would see like this porn that was like not all the way hardcore. You know, like softcore porn.
Okay.
But it was like extremely blurry. And I wonder bro, if you remember that shit, bro, hit me up and let us know, bro, because that shit would like mean a lot to me, dog. That was my whole night, every night.
That's funny. I've always, my porn experience has always been on the internet.
Yeah, you never had TV porn.
No, or like I never was like the age where I started looking at porn. I don't think, you know what I mean? Like we had cable, but I don't think I like just gave a shit or knew about it.
Also, I think cable didn't have that no more. Because it was always blurry.
Yeah.
And that was like a specific time.
Yeah.
It's like
you are like enough older than me that like
2 years.
The way that we consume porn might have been different.
Isn't that crazy? We caught the change. We caught the shit.
We got the change.
We were those 2 years were when it shifted.
For me, it was I downloaded this app called Winamp, and it was like this.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, some people know what it is because it's like you you got it for free, but then after 30 days, like it was a free trial, you had to pay for it, but there was never a system to make you actually pay for it. So you just always had it. And I downloaded it because you could watch Family Guy. There was a station on there that had Family Guy playing 24/7.
Yeah.
So I'd watch a bunch of Family Guy, and then they had an adult section one day, and I was like, what is this? And
nice.
Thus entered my porn.
My porn existence.
My porn existence.
You clicked into the matrix.
Yeah, then I was like, this is great. And then I started LimeWire. I started downloading porn.
There you go.
That's how it began.
Dude. You remember you remember whitehouse.gov?
No.
Damn, bro. When I was in middle school, I remember that was the thing because that was the way you could look up porn. But it was whitehouse.gov. So when your parents looked the search history up, you were good. No way they're going to think anything about whitehouse.gov.
That's fine. I always went back and manually deleted the search history.
No, I would.
Yeah.
But that one in school and all those things, like I would look at it in school.
Yeah.
And
it was a porn site?
Yeah, porn site. And then they got through because it was whitehouse.gov and it got paid. Bro, it had porn shit on it and it had like motherfucking pictures of Saddam Hussein everywhere. It's just, I remember that shit, dog.
Yo, what's going on, huh?
whitehouse.gov. Yo, if you remember that, also hit us up, baby. That or what was it called?
A Winamp or something like that.
Yeah, let us know how you consume your porn, Beaners. We'd love to know, man. We're always big on that.
I used to, in 7th grade, me and my friends would get together and we'd just go to these porn sites and watch the porn previews.
Nice.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like Mr. Chu's Asian Beaver. That was one of them. I'll never forget that. They had an Asian girl, she'd fuck someone, and then this cartoon beaver would come up on screen and rate them out of 5 fortune cookies.
Ooh. And some girls just got 3s.
No one ever got less than a 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No one bombed, though?
No one really bombed, no. I believe that's unrealistic now that I think about it.
That's what's unrealistic about it, for sure.
Yeah.
So... He's watching blurry porn.
Okay.
God, that was a big test. Sorry, guys.
Oh, bro, I'm thinking about all the...
Me too. This movie, that's what the whole movie made me think about everything sexual in my life. So this is going to be hard for us to get through, guys.
Right.
Just prepare yourselves.
One more. I'll give you one more. Is it Captain Stabbins? And it was a guy, he would take a girl on a boat and then have sex with...
I know. I know this guy.
It would have to be anal, and then he would throw him off the boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
He was cool.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I like this. I remember this. No, okay. You know what?
Yeah, we're
what I'm saying? Yo. Because it'll come up again.
Okay.
Throughout the whole movie's about high school and sex.
Yeah.
This is gonna bear with us. Mm-hmm. You fucking beaners. We love you guys so much. All right. So his mom walks in. Rock hard boner, tube sock, She doesn't notice though. She's like, oh, hey, honey. And she's like doing stuff, but it's all blurry. And he's like, Mom, he can't find the remote. He's trying to get the remote. And then she's like, what are you watching? And she's trying to look, and now she's looking at it.
Who plays the mom?
I kind of remember.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, man, the nature show's just being weird, Mom. Don't worry about it. And then you hear like, ride me like a pony. And he's like, yeah, it's a pony show, And then she's like, what is this? And then his dad walks in with Eugene Levy, and he's like, hey, son. And he's like, oh, what you watching there, right? And he's looking at it, and then his mom's like, I think he's watching porn. He's like, no, that's not porn. That's just, and then you're like, spank my hairy ass. And he's like, well, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, let's just change this, right? And he grabs his pillow, and then he grabs the pillow. You see his rock hard dick with the sock. And then he's like, oh. And then his son's just like, American Pie.
Yeah.
That's how movies should start.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, parents just want to ask for that. What are you doing?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
To be so unaware.
Yeah.
To be so unaware is crazy. It's like, yo, you can't smell the lotion in the room.
Yeah, and also dad who was once in that situation, you don't know what's going on. And also mom who fucks, you don't know what's going on.
Mama who fucks.
Yeah.
So they go to the high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hanover High School. Everyone in the high school is
30.
40.
Yeah.
Everyone in this high school is so old. Bro, why?
I love high school movies.
That's what makes them. It's like, why is everyone so fucking old?
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking to this big dude named Oz, right? That's his homie. And they're talking about how hot Ariel is, from Little Mermaid, and how much they want to fuck Ariel.
Nice. Makes sense. That's a high school conversation right there.
For sure.
If I've ever heard one.
High school. I talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
So we see another friend, Kevin, and he's talking with Tara Reid.
Oh,
Remember?
she's in this movie.
She's in this.
She was hot for a second.
She's really hot in this. She's saying how they need to go to Stifler's. They're going to go to Stifler's party that night, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, hey, read my acceptance letter. Read this letter from college. I want to know if I got accepted. And he's like, oh, you know you did. And she's like, just read it. I'm nervous. And then he reads it. She got in. She's all excited. And then it's like out of state. Right. And then she's like, oh, I love you. Right. And he doesn't know how to take it. He's like, okay. So cut to, he's telling his boys that she said that he's telling Oz and, Jason Biggs that like, she said she loved me. They're like, oh shit, what are you going to do? Right. They're freaking out. As they're walking, we see a bunch of band nerds, right? We see all our band nerds, and we see our homegirl, and we already hear her, and in band, this is what we do, and we do it like this, right? And she's just being all, she's like, I think we should play our instruments backwards, right? And they all start like playing, and everybody's just looking at them like these fucking nerds, and they keep walking.
Right.
Okay? Tara is talking to her friend, right? This other chick, and she's like, man, I want to, when I have sex, it's got to be the perfect time, and it's got to be this, and it's got to be that, and all this. And then her friend's like, yo, it's not a fucking space shuttle launch. I thought that was really funny. It's not, because that's the only reason anything that should be perfect. It's a space shuttle launch.
Yeah.
Other than that, bro, it can have a little
You gotta play it by ear.
Yeah, dog. Yeah. That's the one thing where
you can't play by ear.
You can't play that by ear. No, that's straight up numbers and facts. And if you fuck it up, everybody dies.
Yeah, you can't just be like, oh, well, we were hanging out and then we were talking and then, one thing led to another and then I launched Voyager 7. That's how that works.
Oh, God, dude. That's why I was like, that's a good joke. I thought. So they're sitting to their other friend, this super smart guy named Finch, right? Mm-hmm. He's like dressed in a coat, blah, blah. He's reading the paper, got coffee, And right then Stifler runs up and he's like, yo. And Stifler is Sean William Scott.
Okay, that's his name. I was like, who plays him again?
Yeah.
What else is he in?
Oh, he was in so many things.
That was like his time.
But this was his, he fucking, but he was really also a very funny actor.
Yeah. Well, he's great. This character is great.
Oh, I mean, it's so famous. Stifler.
Yeah.
It's like
I've never watched the movie and I know what Stifler is.
Yeah, you know who he is too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Without even seeing it, you're like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, the hair and everything.
Oh yeah, and his first lines of the movie is like, "Yo, Oz, you coming to my party, fuckface?" I mean, that's how you start. That's how you start this. Yeah. How else do you introduce this character?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually, I love that. That was his first opening line.
Good opening line.
Stifler, and then he's giving all the guys shit for being virgins, and he's like, "I'll see you guys tonight at my party in the no fucking section." Then he walks off. Right? Literally, he's in the scene for 2 minutes, and you're like, "What the fuck was that tidal wave?"
Yeah, who is this guy?
So they go to a restaurant called Dog Years, right? And they're eating. And Jason is talking about how he's into the chick named Nadia, who's an exchange student, and she's so hot, and he really wants to talk to her, right? And then they start giving him shit, like, you don't have a chance with Nadia, and they're like, hey, don't give me shit. And he gives the Kevin guy who's dating Tara, he's like, yo, you've been with your girl for like the whole high school, and you're stuck on third base the whole time, And then they're like, oh, well, at least we're on third base, right? And so they leave, and then Jason Biggs is like, yo, what does third base feel like? He's like warm apple pie. And the guy's like, whoa. You know what third base is?
He's talking about a blowjob, right? Isn't that what he's talking about? That's third base, right? Yeah, it is. That totally
What do you think the bases are? You tell me your bases.
First base, you got what? You're making out.
Uh-huh.
Second base, you're like playing with your hands and shit. Third base, blowjob. That's second base. Second base.
Do you think this is second base? I think this is third base. I think anything inside of the person is third base. That's why I would say blowjob's third base.
Okay, well that's how I've always thought of it.
Yeah, but I thought they were talking about this because I think that's the way they made it look in the scene. They were talking about this.
Either way, it tracks.
Yeah. If you're inside another human being,
I guess that's
you're on third base. I'm just gonna go. You're doing well. You know what I mean? You're next to home plate, baby, for sure.
You're right there.
You're right there, dog. You know, second base. Yeah, second base is titties and shit.
Yeah, that's for sure. We'll agree there.
Ass, titties, all that. First base is kissing, and the home plate is rape.
The home plate is you launch Voyager 7. That's the you send the space shuttle to take measurements in the sky.
That's what that is.
Yeah,
Bro, you can't fuck up on spaceships, though.
No, not even by a centimeter.
Centimeter, bro. It's like even less than that.
Yeah, like 0.1 of a millimeter. It's like it's over. It's over.
It's
Jesus.
over.
Remember Gravity when like China or whatever shot out a satellite with no fucking
didn't warn any other countries. Didn't
clearly like no calculations whatsoever.
Just wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
They literally also wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah, I think that's third base.
Oh my god!
How do we get to Gravity from here? Anyways,
I don't know. So he's like, so we cut to right. Stifler's taking shots, slapping ass. He's being a shit. It's a great track.
What are they drinking in movies when they take shots? Are they just drinking like apple juice?
Probably.
Right? Because they're not. There's no way they're getting fucked up.
No.
Yeah.
Some movies maybe.
It's curious. If anyone's been on a movie set, what do you do when you're drinking?
Good point. Give us all the answers, guys.
Yeah, and smoking. Because some people don't smoke cigarettes, but they have those scenes.
Yeah. I always wondered that too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great tracking shot, and he's saying like what's up to everybody, like, and he's giving everybody shit, and he sees like this nerdy guy, and he's like, "Yo, Sherman," and the nerdy guy's like, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing here, man?" And he walks off. Bro, it makes you laugh so hard because it's just the disappointment
in
on
Sherman's
that nigga's
face.
bro.
Yeah.
And he walks the Sherman guy. You see him now walk up to Jim and Kevin, who's Jason Biggs and the Kevin guy. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Sherman, it's DEFCON hot." And they look at him like, "What?" And he's like, "Fellas, it's time for the Shermanator." And he gets all like turned up, and they're looking at him like, "What the fuck are you talking about, right?" And he's like, "I'm a sophisticated sex robot sent from the future back in time to seduce a lucky lady." And then he walks off, right? Like he's a robot because he's a loser. And they look at him, they're like, "Oh man, what a hopeless fucking guy," right? So Jim is panicking.
He's gonna fuck a hot chick at least, or a couple by the end of this movie. Nothing. Weird confidence is still confidence.
Weird confidence is fucking confidence.
Yeah.
Fucking true. Jim panics. He sees the Nadia chick, who is this gorgeous, like brown girl. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay.
Maybe she's definitely white person, but they made her act like she was foreign. She's definitely just a hot white girl with a tan.
Yeah.
But they make her seem like she's Russian or some shit, or Croatian or whatever.
Okay. Those are still white women.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just a foreign white woman.
They make it seem like she's so foreign.
Okay. And she's clearly some American chick with a bad accent. All right.
But she actually maybe she had an accent. I don't know. Maybe I'm judging. Anyway, she's too hot. She's literally too hot for existence. Mm-hmm. So he's looking at her, right, and then the music starts getting real sexy, and he's bumping into shit as he's walking over, and it's like slow motion. It's like, "At last, my love has come along," like that song. And he's bumping into shit, and he gets real close to her, and he walks over, and then it's like quiet for a long time, and then he goes, and they're like, "What?" Because nobody said anything, and then he takes a drink. "See you later," and then she just looks at him, right, and then he just walks off, and he literally just leaves the house.
Right.
All right. So the band nerds show up, and it's the girl, right? And then Stifler opens the door, and they're like, "Hey, it's Stifler. Can we come to your party?" And then Stifler goes, "Oh no, there's no party here, guys." And then behind them is
the raging party.
I mean, it's like it doesn't even make sense. It's like, what else is going on? And then he's like, "Oh no," and they're like, "Oh, really? You sure?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "But I think the house down the street, I think they're having a party. You guys should try down there." And he slams the door, right? They're just like, oh. So Oz is back, and he cuts to him, the big Oz guy, Oz friend. He's talking to a college chick, okay? And he's trying to be all cool and sexy. And she's kind of looking at him, not buying it. And then finally he leans back, and he goes, "Suck me, beautiful." And then she busts out laughing, right? She busts out laughing.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "My friends, they call me Nova. Stands for Casanova." And then she like starts giving him shit and laughs harder. And then he goes, geez, you don't have to laugh at me. And I was like, this movie's awesome.
He's trying. He's poorly, but he's trying.
Yeah, how crazy is it that he said, suck me, beautiful. And also,
geez, you don't have to laugh at me. It's like, hey, if you swing and miss like that, that's what's going to happen.
Bro, so she schools him on how to pay attention to a girl, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's about. You want to hook up with a girl, you got to pay attention and listen. And then she drives him back to the party. Right?
Okay.
So Kevin, he's talking to Tara Reid. Her name's Victoria.
Wait, where were they when this happened?
They're like out somewhere else, like by like a looking out point.
Okay, so okay.
But now, like they had left the party.
Oh, they left the party together.
Yeah, and now they're coming back.
Okay.
Basically, they didn't show them leaving, but that would be the scenario.
Okay. You know? Okay.
So
he was in the game for a little bit.
He was in the game. He was talking to a college chick.
Right. He was in the game.
So Kevin's talking to his girl Victoria. That's Tara Reid, right? And he's trying to get her into having sex. She's just not into it. She's like, I don't want to have sex. She's like, but relax. She starts sucking his dick. It's pretty hot. Because they're 30 and they're not in high school.
Yeah,
so
it
doesn't feel weird at all.
It's dope.
They're older than me now.
Yeah.
Downstairs, the boys, Oz makes it back to the party and they're all giving him shit for striking out. Stifler's just going off on him, right? Cut back to, she's still sucking his fucking dick. And then she's
at the party?
Yeah. Oh. And she leans up and she's like, let me know, okay? And he's like, okay. And she for the listeners.
Okay, this is all this. I thought it was funny, and then watching you do this, I was like, oh, this is not. I don't like this. This is my least favorite part of the show so far.
So he goes, oh no, and he taps her, and then he grabs a cup of beer that's next to him, and he jizzes all in the cup. Right, so there's jizz all in this beer cup that has beer in it too. Sets it back down. Right then, Stifler busts in with some other girl. And he's like, fucking checkout time, losers, right? And he's like, oh, come on, Stifler, why are you such an asshole, blah, blah, blah. And then Stifler, like, tells him to get the fuck out. So they leave. He tries to get the girl in the bed. The girl's not really feeling it. And then he calms her down. And she's like, oh, I left my beer downstairs. He's like, oh, don't worry about that. And he grabs the beer with the jizz in it. And he hands it to her. She's, like, about to drink it, but then he stops her and he tries to flirt, tries to get some. She's like, oh, no, I'm not really into that, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And he grabs the beer from her. And then she's like, look, he calms her all the way down. He's like, look, just relax. Trust me. We're just going to have fun. It's not going to be a big deal. And just let the good times roll. And then she's like, okay, let's do it. Right? And then he goes, all right. And then he takes a big drink and goes, and then she's like, what? What's wrong? And then you just hear, you hear her screaming, right? Cut to, she's running downstairs. There's throw up all over. Okay.
That sucks.
Imagine drinking and you knew you drank cum.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because you're looking at the beer and you're like, oh, that's a bunch of cum on the top of it.
Yeah, there's nothing else it can be.
Especially if a guy like came really hard and it's like a fuck ton.
Well, we don't need to go into this.
You know, like a guy when you like it's a really good one?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you blow and it's like, damn.
I can't believe there was that much inside of me. Whoa.
This episode's gonna be crazy. So
Mr. Choose Asian Beaver.
Four fortune cookies for you.
Yeah, 4 fortune cookies of cum right there.
Oh God. So Victoria.
Yeah, you know what? You can't watch this when you're like. I get why your parents wouldn't let you watch this.
Oh man, it's so much.
It's already a lot.
Oh dude,
it's already a lot.
So Victoria is telling her friend how she gave her a dude a BJ, right? And then she's like, oh, well, did he make you come? And then she's like, oh, no, well, I've never had an orgasm. And then she's like, what? And then she starts giving her shit about how she never jerked off before. And like, why aren't you making yourself come? It's the best thing. And then she's giving her all this shit, right? Cut to Stifler's still upstairs just vomiting. Everyone's laughing at him, right? He's just vomiting all over him. He's throwing up. Downstairs, people are looking at pictures of how hot his mom is.
Yeah, he has a hot mom.
It's Harold from Harold and Kumar.
Damn. He's just a bit part in this?
Yep. But they call him back in all 3. But he has a bit part in it.
Really?
Yep. So
is he a bit part through all of them? Like, or do you just
bit part in all 3?
Okay.
Same little itty bitty part.
That's crazy. That's what probably led to him getting Harold and Kumar.
Of course.
So, yeah. That's how Hollywood's
nuts.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
But he was in these 3 gigantic fucking movies.
And they're like, let's give him a lead role.
So
2 Asians as a lead. Back in 2001.
Killed it. And the movie was humongous.
The movie was great.
I mean, they made a sequel.
Yeah.
So they see
2 sequels.
Damn, they did make. I forgot about that. Yeah. So they see
2 sequels. Sorry.
Sherman, the Shermanator,
right,
close the door to his room with a super hot babe, and they're like, no, right? And then they're like laughing, and then they're like there's no way. They're like they brush it off like there's no way. Whatever we saw is not accurate, you know. So they cut back to the Harold dude. He's making out with a picture of Stifler's mom. Harold, he's just making out with it, just going off about how hot she is. As this is happening, Kevin is talking to his boy, Jim, and he's like, man, enough of this blowjob bullshit. I need to get fucking laid, man. He looks over. Vicky's walking like right there talking to her friend, and she's like, oh, nice. And it's Tariq, and she leaves, storms out pissed, and he's like, no, right? So the next morning, all the boys are waking up. They're hungover. Sherman is walking downstairs with that girl. And he's like, I'll never forget this. And she's like, me either. And then they hug, and then she leaves, right? And the boys are like, what? Right?
Yeah, get it, Sherman. Weird confidence, baby.
And then he goes, fellas, say bye to Sherman the boy. I'm now a man. And he leaves, right? And they're all like, I don't get it. How did you do that? And he gets by the door and he goes, it was my time, boys. It was just my time. And he leaves, right? So they're all pissed. And he's like, man, I put in months with Vicky, blah, 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 and I still haven't gotten laid. Just got my dick sucked, well, And then Oz is going to, like, talking about Matt, like, maybe I need to learn how to be more sensitive. That's what the college chick said. And then, they're like, they start going off about how they're going to be virgins in college. And, oh, my God, they're going to have to stay in the virgin dorm. And, like, is that even a thing? Dorm. I know. They're just going off, right?
Yeah.
And then the Kevin guy goes, you know what, boys? We need to make a pact. Here and now, we all get laid before graduation. And they're all like, what are you talking about? We've been trying this whole time. What's going to be different than, what makes that different? He goes, no. He's like, we've been trying by ourselves. We need spotters. We need people there encouraging us, making sure we're doing it, helping us get it done. And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, well, separately, we are nothing, but together, we are strong. And then Jason Big goes, your master Kung Fu style with my tiger style. We'd be unstoppable, right? And then they start like making fun of like those Asian movies, and they get all excited. He's like, boys, we need to make a pact, but we no longer will our penises be flaccid. No longer will we not have hard, raging boners, He's like, this is our day, our time. They're like, yeah. And they're like, we all will get laid, right? And they all cheers, right? So next line in the movie, they're all still talking, and one of the characters goes, okay, boys, but it has to be consensual sex.
I'm glad. Well, I'm glad they laid the ground rules, I guess. I'm glad they laid the ground rules to that.
They slid that in like they didn't say it, but they go, all right, boys, it has to be consensual.
Yeah. And then they just brushed over it. They just sort of went like, okay, it's cool, and then they moved on to the next thing.
Well, because just in case one of them was gonna just rape somebody, and be like, I win.
Oh, I made a pact. It's gotta be consensual. That's in the rules. So this is when this come out, 99.
Yeah, 99.
99. When did and then Pretty Woman came out? What?
90.
90. Okay, so there was this whole 90s where they just sort of kind of brushed over rape.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Just kind of brushed it over. Like, yeah, it's a thing, but whatever.
Yeah, George Costanza tried to rape Julia Roberts, and then went on to be George.
That's why he was so weird.
For sure. For sure. So they say how prom is going to be the last chance. That's the day they have to do it, right?
Okay.
And then they say how chicks will always want to do it after prom. It's tradition. It's like the Rose Bowl. You know what I mean? It's the next step.
Like the Rose Bowl.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
They all they cheers again how they're going to get this done. Jim starts trying internet. He tries internet dating, and he gets a camera on his computer, right, on his little thing, like,
damn,
like old school.
Yeah.
Right.
This was back in the day.
That kind of camera. Like that. Little round one.
Round one.
So Oz is watching women like shows, watching like Oxygen Channel to try and soften up, right? Kevin is just trying to apologize to his girl, and they show Finch is just the smart guy. He's just working on his short game. That's all he's doing. He's also in this bet.
Sure. What do you mean by short game?
Putting.
Oh, like actual putting?
Yeah, he's just working on his short game.
Okay.
That's everybody else is like trying to get laid.
Yeah,
because he's also in the group. Okay, but he's just golfing.
He's just golfing. Okay, I was like, is this a euphemism?
Well, no, it's like a montage, and they show everybody doing their thing. Like he's trying to internet dating. Yeah. One dude's watching the women's channel. One dude's begging his girlfriend, and then one dude's just putting.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I guess I just said.
You said short game, and this is a movie all about sex.
So you're thinking, I guess that could have been like conversation. That
Yeah,
could
what
have
do
been
you mean by that? Yeah, but he's actually...
Oh, yeah, my nigga's actually putting.
Hey, it's hard.
You golf now, huh?
Putting is tough, man. It's really tough.
Our boy Bob has been a golfer lately, guys.
Yeah, I used to golf in high school, and now it's time. It's time again, you know?
So the boys all buy condoms, right? Boxes and like way too many. But I remember being there. First time I could buy condoms, I went and bought so many because I was like, oh, this is what you need.
Yeah, put it in the universe.
So Vicky's friend is telling Kevin like what to do because he's like, she's still mad at me, blah blah blah, and the girl's like, oh, you just got to tell her you love her, and he's like, oh, but I don't know if I want to do that. He's like, that's what he's like. You want to get laid, just tell her you love her. And he's like, I can't do that. I don't want to just fuck her. I actually like her, And she's like, well, okay, that's good. She's like, well, you need to learn to press her buttons. Give her what she wants. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, give her the big O. He's like, the big O. He's like, an orgasm. He's like, I've given her an orgasm. She's like, you haven't. He's like, but this one time, he's like, you didn't. And he's like, oh, So right then, Stifler grabs him, and he goes, yo, you need to come see this right now. So the Kevin guy, and he drags him down the hallway, and then they bust in on Oz, right? And he's singing in the choir. Do you believe in magic? You got it in your heart. Something that baby you wanted to start because it's magic. Do you believe in magic? And all of his friends are looking at him like, what the fuck? Right? And then he sees all his boys. He's like, yeah, what's up? Right? And he's like, yeah. And then he runs down. He's like, yo, guys, look at this. And they're like, yo, where are your balls? You need to get them reattached. What are you doing? And he's like, what do you mean, guys? This place is untapped. Because it's a bunch of hot girls.
Yeah, obviously. That's not a bad plan.
Out of him, I thought he had the best plan.
That's a good plan.
That's a legit plan.
That's a really good plan.
And he can sing, so it's like, oh, I'm going to get laid, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You guys don't think I'm going to get laid? Yeah, he's a big buff guy lacrosse player, and now he's 6, so he's like, oh, you don't think he's going to get all the pussy now?
Yeah, dude. If you could sing, that's like, why would you hide that
And
talent?
he's like excited about it. He wasn't like trying to hide it. He was like, yes. And it's like, oh, well, you think girls aren't going to look over and be like, okay, this guy's hot.
Yeah. That's a good plan.
He has the best plan.
Better than the short game.
Way better than just putting.
Yeah.
Though that might be a good plan too.
Well, I mean, if you're happy,
calculated.
Yeah, if you're happy, like, dude, I'd rather putt. What am I doing in this bet?
Well, I meant more like if you learn how to do that, you probably can learn how to, like, if you really learn how to putt, you're one of those people.
Patience.
Like, you know how to patience, calculation. You know what I mean?
And good hand-eye coordination.
Well, that's the only way to make women come.
Yeah.
You think you can make women come without good hand-eye coordination? You're a fucking liar.
Nope. So work on your short game, fellas.
So, he's like, they're telling him like, what, you think these goody you think you're gonna score with one of these goody two-shoe girls, And he's like, bro, these chicks don't know me. I can just be Mr. Sensitive. I can swoop in. Nobody's gonna know anything. He's like, the college girl told me all I gotta do is listen and just fucking look in their eyes and just pay attention to what they're saying or some bullshit. And then they're like, wow, right? And Stifler's like, dude, that sounds like a lot of fucking work. And he's like, I'll do it. It'll work. I got this. So Jim is looking at all his condoms in his room, right? Right then his dad busts in. And he throws them all in a drawer. And he's like, hey, Jim. And he's like, oh, hey, Dad. He's like, oh, I just wanted to know if we could have a little father-son chat. And he's like, yeah, Dad, sure. He's like, well, I got you some magazines, buddy. And he pulls out like 10 just dirty porno magazines. But it's that Eugene Levy way of talking. Like, so what we got here, this is the female form. And if you focus here, son, these are breasts, which could be used to feed infants. And also for foreplay. And he's like, just looking at it, he's showing his son.
So comfortable watching porn with looking at porn with your dad.
And he's like showing it to him like that, like it's educational.
Yeah, like a storybook, like he's reading it.
Yeah, bro. That's so funny. And he's like, and here, okay, we have this magazine. It's a little more nasty. This here's a little more nasty stuff. And his son's just like, oh my God, right? And he's like, see, look at her eyes, son. What are her eyes saying? They're saying, hey, how's it going, big fella? Right? Isn't that what her eyes are saying? Like, bro, I thought that was the best thing. And he's like, now this magazine here, I'm not familiar with this one. It's called Shaved. But if we look into the center, here, look to the center, son. Okay, and then, bro, I love this scene because he looks to the center and not Jim, Jason Biggs, the actor, breaks. And they kept it. He goes to the center and goes, like, right? Like, he's trying. And then I think he's like, because homeboy doesn't break. Now, like we see here, this woman, now that is her vagina is covered with hair, son. You see that?
Yeah.
And he's just like,
So he wasn't expecting that.
No, and I've watched behind the scenes of this movie, and then he said when he opened it, it was literally just like the most like hairy vagina and asshole you've ever seen. And then he's like, how he didn't break just made it like, oh my god,
that's hilarious.
Like Eugene, you're also sitting next to Eugene Levy, and he's showing you this.
Yeah, I love it when people break.
And they keep it, and you keep it.
I mean, that's how Jimmy Fallon made a career by breaking.
God. Well, once you gotta like let a motherfucker be funny, bro. If a motherfucker's being that funny, just it's okay.
Yeah, it's funnier with him breaking than with him not breaking.
Yeah. Because then everybody's like, damn, this is that fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just like, oh my. And then just like, oh, what's on that? You know, lets your imagination be like, oh, there has to be something on that page.
Come on. I like how you don't get to see it.
Yeah.
But you know
beautiful.
that it's like,
oh.
Because his face is priceless.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait. Did you rent this on Netflix?
You own it now.
I own it? Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah. All right.
So you own American Pie and Avengers Endgame and what else? We bought one more.
The Town, maybe?
The Town. You own The Town.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not a bad collection.
Yeah,
you got
pretty good.
3 so far.
Yeah.
American Pie. It's actually pretty. People like, why you own that?
Yeah, that's the one you can just put on.
Yeah.
Yeah. More so than The Town.
Yeah, well, you can't just watch The Town over and over again.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. So he right then he goes, he's telling him like, do you know what a clitoris is, son? He's like, yeah, Dad, I know what a clitoris is. He's like, well, all right, Mr. Big Shot. I'm just trying to help you out with the clitoris. It's a hard, thing to find. He's like, Dad, all right, I'm sorry. He's like, no, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm just gonna leave these here. And he opens the drawer and he sees all the condoms. And he's like, because there's just so many. And he's like, oh, well, better than tube sock, huh, son? And then he puts it and he leaves. And he's just like, It's like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine having that dad, bro.
Yeah, also
Dear
your
God.
Your parents are also into your shit a lot.
Man, so much.
Yeah.
But they're being like extra kind of Jewish about it.
Yeah, they're being like weirdly Jewish about it. They're still Jewish parents.
So, Kevin.
Do Jews have sex? No, that'd be so funny.
Yeah. The Kevin character is giving the Finch character just shit for just golfing.
Okay.
How come you're not trying to have sex? All you've been doing is working on your golf game and you haven't been, like, what's going on? And then he's like, don't worry about me. Just know this. Whatever you hear about me, agree. Promise me that. And tell all the boys. And he goes, okay. He's like, all right, I have to go. 16-minute round trip. And he goes, dude, it's senior year. Take a shit at the school already. And he's like, have you seen the toilets in this school? Never. And he takes off running.
Are you one of these people that can't shit in public places?
Yo, you think I didn't think this conversation was about to start? Because this is every person who's ever been to school's biggest fear and concern.
Yes.
Shitting in school. Did I shit in school? In middle school, I remember this vividly. It would be a nightmare because sometimes I would have to do it and I'd have to find the bathroom that was the most unused, and I would always go to shit. Like, I would eat my lunch really fast and I'd go to shit right after or right before. So, because I know everybody was at lunch. So I would go to the hallway where I knew that everybody was at lunch, and then I'd go to that bathroom specifically and I'd take a shit. And I would be mortified the whole time. The whole time. Yeah.
Wow.
So scary. Then high school comes and I'm around all boys at a private school, and
it didn't matter.
It's shit city, baby.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I've never been a confident person, but bro, I can shit fucking anywhere. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Bro, if I had the same confidence I'd had with shitting in public with women, I would get laid all the time. It would be a problem, bro. I don't give a fuck. I've shit in some terrible situations. I just do it. Like a fucking boss.
You got an asshole of steel.
Yeah, not an asshole of steel. I guess like a will of steel when it comes to pooping. It's happening. I don't care where I am. I don't care how disgusting this bathroom is. This poop is coming out.
You're crazy.
Yeah. I had bathrooms. There are certain bathrooms at school that I liked and stuff, especially in college when I found like the really private ones.
Yeah.
That was good. But yeah, I can do it anywhere, anytime. This guy next to me in the stall, I don't give a fuck. He's hearing all of this. Guy who's holding it in for me, I don't give a fuck about you. So you might as well shit. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, dude.
Oh no, our listeners needed that.
Yeah, shit city, baby. That's
shit city, baby. Oh God. So right then, a girl walks up to Kevin, right, as Finch runs off, and she's like, "Hey, that was Paul Finch, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And she's like, "Have you ever seen him in the locker room?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, is it true? What? Is he equipped? What? Yeah. Yes, he is. And then she goes, really? He goes, he's huge.
Yeah.
And then she goes, whoa. Does he have a date for prom? And he goes, not yet, I think. And she goes, thanks. And then he's like, huh, right? Like, what just happened?
Yeah, what's going on?
So right then, Kevin leaves and he goes and he calls his older brother, Casey Affleck. Affleck. He calls him for advice, right? And his brother's all super cool and like suave, and he's at a bar. And he goes, you know what? I think you're qualified now, younger brother. He goes, for what? He goes, the Bible. And he goes, it started as a legend. He goes, just a story. And he goes, but it's been passed down from generation to generation, high school kid to high school kid. I know where it's at, and now I pass it on to you. And then it shows his brother going to the library, and he like opens up a secret compartment, and in it is this like Lord of the Rings book, size book, right? It's like this big, and it's just filled with pages, like clearly like handmade, and it's all about sex.
Okay.
And it's like holy music is playing, right? And he's like, I give this guide to you. He's like, no, you must return it, for it is for the next person. He's like, oh. He's like looking at it like that, you know? God, I love this is how stupid this movie is.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, what's the biggest comedy that came out recently? Can't even think of one. Right?
I think the last gigantic comedy was probably Girls Trip.
Girls Trip. Okay.
That was like the last, like that was like a big, over the top, ridiculous, and like cultural made waves. Like you know what I mean? It made Tiffany Haddish like
right
comedy. I think that's the last big one.
Yeah. You need that over the topness, man.
Yeah, dude, that's why that movie
even
was
the
good.
Hangover was over the top. They have to.
Well, I mean, Girls Trip is the Hangover, so it's all the Hangover.
Right.
Yeah, but that's that point of that genre of movie. It's great.
You gotta, if you're a comedy and want to make it to that next level, you gotta be over the top.
Well, everybody thinks they're gonna make this Judd Apatow kind of comedy. It's like, dude, he's a special. That dude's a genius.
Yeah.
That dude's a fucking genius.
Right. I guess that's the sort of level of everyone's trying to do that.
And it's like, that's impossible. Like, he's like Woody Allen. It's like trying to be like Woody Allen. It's like, bro, certain people are special. Let them be special.
Also, like that subtlety, like, I think that works better, like, for, like, the small screens, like the TV. Like, that's where subtle comedies really work.
Parks and Rec, those kind of comedies. Yeah.
Louis, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's where the subtlety really works.
So there's nothing wrong with a good brash comedy like Seinfeld or It's Always Sunny. You know what I mean? Where it just gets ridiculous.
Right, but I'm saying, like, subtlety plays well on TV where it in a way that it doesn't play on movies.
Unless you have great writing.
Yeah.
Like that 40-year-old virgin, you know what I mean? Because that's brash and unbelievable writing. Knocked Up, of course. You know what I mean? Like all these things, which are they're big moments, but it's really like a really well-paced, written-out movie. You know?
Other than Judd Apatow.
I don't know who else can do it.
Who else can do it, right.
I think he's like literally when his careers look back on, it's like, oh, that was a special Woody Allen level kind of mind.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But these kind of comedies are still shit.
It's just silly.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's a sex book. Been passed down for high school generations. How the fuck is it? It's still in the library and nobody found it.
Yeah, no one's taking it. Everyone respects it. That's really funny.
Everyone respects this crazy rule.
Yeah.
So, cut back to our homeboy Oz is in choir class. Do you believe in magic?
Same song.
Yep. Scooby-Doo-wop-a-doo. And he's doing all this Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo-wop magic, yeah. And the rest of the class is like looking at him. And then the teacher's like, what was that? And he looks at the girl. He goes, it came from the heart. And the rest of the class is like, ugh. But the girl's like, you know?
Good line.
And then so they start talking. Mm-hmm. And the girl comes up. She's like, that's not bad, Chris. And he's like, really? She's like, thanks. And she's like, my name's Heather. He's like, nice to meet you. She's like, you got a whole Frank Sinatra thing going on. And he's like, yeah, I think I've discovered this whole new side of me, you know? And then she's like, yeah, but it's interesting. Shouldn't you be like out with a lacrosse stick, like bashing people's heads in? Isn't that what you do? And he goes, you know, that's not all I am, you know. I don't like when people pigeonhole me. And he goes to walk off. And she's like, whoa. I get that too, you know. People always think I'm just this choir doofus, you know, and I'm this goody two-shoes, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, is that so? Well, what else do you do? She's like, you know, I'm normal. I hang out with friends and stuff. And he's like, yeah. And they start flirting and talking and like really flirting, and they start walking, right? So Jim gets home from school that day. No one's there. Mom, Dad, no one's there. Just a note. Hey, Jim, this is for you. Enjoy it. Made it for you and your dad. An apple pie.
It's time.
He stares at it. It's quiet. Creeps up real slow. He's staring at I love that shot, dude, because he's staring there for a while. And then just
Oh man, I can't imagine when being in the theaters when that music came in
and everybody going no, and the crowd being in on it together.
Yeah.
That's one of those moments. Mm-hmm. That's one of those. I mean, that's why the scene was so big because I'm sure the theater was like, no, God.
Yeah.
And so you hear it right, and then he's staring at the pie, and then he takes his fingers, fingers it. He's like. It gets louder. And then he puts his hands out and he just stares at the hole. Cut to it. So camera's outside. His dad is parking the car and like walking in. And then you see him and it's just, you see his ass cheeks. You don't see what he's fucking. You see his ass cheeks and you see him going, oh. And then right then his dad opens the door. He's like, oh, Jim. And he turns around. He's like, Dad, it's not what it looks like. Pie, just right here, just pie, you know? Cut to. I love it because it happens really quick, right? You see it for a second.
Right.
They're both sitting down, and they're looking at each other, and it's quiet, and Jim has his head down. His dad's looking at him. And then the camera pans back, and the pie is just destroyed. It's just destroyed. And the dad goes, well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Or like it fell, or you gotta make some shit up.
Yeah, man, you gotta just be a dad there.
Yeah, you gotta not a dad, you gotta be a bro. You gotta bro it up.
You gotta be a lot, dude.
Yeah.
First off, you're like, is my son?
Yeah, what is this? Jesus.
Yeah, how bad does he need to nut? Who is he really?
I think you know how bad he needs to nut. If he's in he's a 30-year-old in high school who's a virgin.
Fucking pies.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
God, dude. So, at a lacrosse game, we see that Oz is a badass. They're just showing he's just dominating on the field, right? They have their chick as they're watching. Everybody's in the stands. He's killing. Mm-hmm. And then so the game ends.
It's interesting that if he's like a sports superstar, he still needs to join choir to get a girl to notice him.
Yeah, I know. You would think that, right?
Right? I know how sports
Anything
stars
really good
work.
looking.
Yeah. That's. If I can throw a flag on the
He hangs
play.
with a bunch of losers, man.
Even still.
He should still be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. Bro, I was a loser. I still had friends that got laid.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
What? That doesn't. He's a lacrosse star. He's a good-looking guy. He's big. Yeah. That alone should have been enough to get women's attention.
Very true.
Yeah.
But what we learned here today is nobody gives a shit about lacrosse.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This is not on the East Coast then. Whatever this takes place is not in the Northeast because they love that shit over there.
Yeah. I think this is down West Coast.
Yeah, this is the West Coast. No one cares about lacrosse here. Wow, that's interesting.
Is it even a sport here?
Yeah.
Down south, what? Get the fuck out of here. What? Lacrosse. Go play football. He sees, so he after the game he goes up to the Heather chick and she's like, wow, you kicked butt. And he's like, oh man, thank you, blah blah blah. They flirt and she goes, well, I had this thought and I was wondering if and then right then Stifler runs up and he's like, what's up, suck ass? He's like, whoa, choir chick, what are you doing here? And she's like, well, I was actually about to ask Chris to prom. She's like, you want to go? And Stifler's like, what the fuck, right? And he's like, yeah, I think I do. And Stifler's like, what? And then she's like, oh, thanks so much. I'm going to have a good time. He's like, yeah, we will, right? And he's like, well, I got to hit the showers. And she's like, all right, well, thanks. She's like, I'm excited. He's like, yeah, me too. And so they walk off, right? She's walking off. There's happy music playing. The team's watching and she's walking away. She's really hot. And then they, Stifler starts pretending he's fucking her while she's singing. He's like, hit that note, baby. Hit that note, baby. And then all the team's like laughing. And then she turns and she sees this. And then she sees Oz like high-fiving him and like laughing as well. And then she's like, and she walks off.
These guys have this bad habit of doing like bro things with a girl still in the vicinity.
Real close.
Yeah, him and then with Tara Reid around. I mean, we've all been caught in those situations. But my God,
we say some shit and we're like, oh
damn, she heard that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've definitely been in those situations. But still, like come on. The party makes more sense.
Because he was just walking downstairs and he just didn't. Yeah, he was just like, he's drunk.
She just asked you to prom and she's still nearby. Like, relax.
Give her 2 seconds.
Yeah. Wait till you can't see her anymore. That's like that one is like that's more on you.
Yeah.
Than like oh, that's a fucked up situation. That's just a situation that happened.
You're fucking right about that.
Yeah, that one is the dude's fault for sure.
Kevin, he's begging Tara Reid to just get her back. Please let me have you back. Please let me make it up to you, please. And she's like, how are you going to make it up to me? He smiles. Cut to, he's eating that motherfucking kitty cat. And she's like, oh. He's like, shh, your parents are downstairs. She's like, don't stop. She hits him, and he goes, and he looks at the book. He's like, give me 1 second. And he like goes to another page, and it like says something about like do the alphabet and all that kind of stupid shit. And he's like, and then he goes back to work, and she's like, oh my God. She's freaking the fuck out, right? And then her mom downstairs is like, hey, honey, we go tell her to come downstairs for dinner. And he's like, oh, you got it, honey. And he goes upstairs, and right he's about to knock. She goes, I'm coming. And he's like, he's like, my girl, right? You know what I mean? And then he walks downstairs, right? What a weird thing to hear your daughter yell. Ugh.
And be proud. Like, but he thinks she's coming to dinner.
Dinner, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's comedy.
What an idiot dad.
Yeah, what a dumb. Well, the parents in this aren't the smartest.
That's also true.
Yeah.
So Jim comes out of his room, right? And his dad's in the hallway. Mm-hmm. And he goes, Jim, I wanted to talk to you, son, about masturbation. And Eugene Levy's, I told you, bro, he steals this movie. He is fucking awesome. And Jim's like, oh, but Dad. And he's like, nope, it's perfectly normal. And I'll admit, I did my fair bit. Stroking the salami. That's what I used to call it. You know what I mean, Jim? And he's like, yeah, Dad. He's like, but I never did it with baked goods. That's your thing. But, it's practice, and you're practicing for the big game. That's what you're doing, son.
Yeah, practice how you play how you practice, I guess.
And he goes, masturbation. You know what it is, son? It's banging a tennis ball against a wall. And you're going to bang that tennis ball against that wall. And that is fun. It is fun to bang a tennis ball against the wall. But it's not a game now, is it, Jim? Is that a game? No, Dad, it's not a game. Because why? You need someone to return the ball. You got to get someone to return the ball back to you, Jim. Bro, this is the greatest dad of all time.
This is so funny to explain sex like this to somebody.
Like this?
Yeah.
The line that made me laugh out loud. So it made me laugh comes up when he goes, but that's not a game, is it, Jim? He had to go, no, Dad, that's not a game.
Just with that Eugene Levy face.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And that cadence of like, no, come on, right? And that real daddy
Has he been in
tone.
a movie recently?
He's sure.
Old
I feel
now.
like I feel like he's a character. Like he's always a character in a million movies.
Right.
Like he's never the lead, but is he? I don't think he's ever not been working. It feels like
Probably not. Yeah, this is our first Eugene Levy sighting, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, and he's been in a million fucking comedies. So in class, Jim is staring at super hot Nadia, just staring at her, right? And then homeboy Oz is asking Kevin. He goes, like they're all in class. He goes, does your tongue cramp up? And he's like, nah, not really. He goes, wow. He goes, but you get kind of dizzy while you're down there, though. I used to believe that. No bullshit, my nigga. I used to be scared to eat pussy because I thought you would get dizzy.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious that you took that in this movie. You took that as fact.
Fact. No, I was like, yeah, there's no way you go down there and not get dizzy. In my brain, I was like, yeah, yeah, of course. How would you not get dizzy?
I'm trying to think how you would get dizzy.
Dude,
a lot of like head action.
That's what I thought.
That you had to do. You had to like move around.
I thought you were moving your head and doing all this shit. I was like, oh man, you're gonna get so dizzy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. If you're doing this, you're doing too much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
God, dude, I remember being in high school and everybody was having sex. I could have sex, but I was scared, man. I didn't have sex till after I graduated.
Yeah, same.
Like right before college. That's when I had sex for the first time. But I was always just like, but I would be at these kind of parties in these situations. And
I was never in a situation like this.
Yeah,
but you had where they like were throwing it at you.
Yeah, or just getting your dick sucked or something. And I was always scared to make that next step, because I didn't want to get dizzy. God, dude. I remember sophomore year of high school, I had a girl in my bedroom, and it was the first time I ever fingered a girl. And it was the first time I ever sucked on titties.
Good feeling.
Yeah, man. And she wanted to fuck. And I was so scared. My dad was downstairs.
That's a lot of pressure. I will give you that.
Yeah, and she was not a virgin.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
right. So
she was the one that made me want to finger her, and she was the one, and I was like, oh, whoa, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I didn't tell her, but like, I don't know. And then I had all the fucking white cum on my hands, and I was like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, well, and then I was like, oh, my dad's downstairs. I was like, oh, he's downstairs, and he'll know.
I mean,
I was so scared.
Did she sneak into your room?
No, he knew she was there. We were studying.
Okay. Well, he knew something was happening.
My dad worked. He would work nights, so he fell asleep.
Okay, but he's still not retarded.
No.
Yeah, so he was like this, you know.
I think my son's fucking in the house. I'm pretty sure he just thought I fucked there all the time. But yeah, I remember that, man. That one it makes me think of this shit of like, damn, I just remember being in these awkward ass moments
and just being like, I can't. Yeah. Oh, but that happens all the time where it's like, oh man, I was right there, and I freaked myself out of it. You know what I mean? Like where I was like, I overthought things, and I was like, oh, this is instead of just being in the moment and letting it happen.
Oh God, dude, right? So, they go, they're talking about how they're still virgins, blah blah blah, and they're like, where's Finch? And he's like, oh, he's at home taking a shit, and they're like, oh my God, you know. And then one of the guys goes, how did he get so cool? He's like so cool around school now. And then one of the other guys goes, what do you mean? And he goes, watch this. And he goes, hey, you know who Paul Finch is? And the girl goes, yeah, he's the guy with all the tattoos, right? And then he looks at the friend, and the friend's like, and then she goes, are you guys friends with him? And they go like, yeah. They're like, well, just tell him Claudia said hey, you know? And then they walk off, and they're all like, what the fuck is going on?
What a good plan. Whatever his plan is working.
It worked.
Yeah.
Right?
Always practice your short game.
So they're giving Jim shit for he's the only one who's not doesn't have anything going right now because all the other boys have something going on and he has nothing, right? He's like, I know, guys, I know, I'm just, you know, but he's like, I'm just bad with women and I'm a loser. What can I say? Right then as he walks out and bends the corner, Nadia's waiting for him. And she goes, Jim? And she goes, you're very good in history class, yes? And he's like, and she's like, perhaps you help me with studies? And she goes, when can you help? And he goes, tomorrow? And she goes, I have ballet practice tomorrow, but maybe if it's okay, I can come by after and change at your house. And he goes, change at my place? And she goes, yeah, is that okay? Yeah. And then behind her, the boys are like, you know? Because of course.
Because boys will be boys.
Boys will be girls. Or boys. Faggots. Niggers. What word is it?
Well, you know, I'm uncomfortable now.
So, Oz sees his girl, and she is pissed at him. She's, of course, pissed, right? And then he's like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, because he doesn't know, you know? And
right.
She's like, hey, about prom, bad idea. I don't think we're going to do it. And he's like, what? And she's like, I'm sorry I invited you, jock. Or should I say jerk? And he walks off, and she's like, I don't understand. And then she leaves, right? So Jim is telling Stifler about what to do with Nadia. He's like, bro, she's going to be naked in your house. You got to do something. And he's like, what should I do? He's like, broadcast her over the internet.
Oh, well, that's the wrong thing to do.
You don't know about this scene, do you?
No.
This is one of the most famous scenes. This is like the pie thing.
Okay.
Bro.
That's the last thing you want to do if you're trying to get laid.
Broadcast her over the internet. He goes, no, I can't do that. I can't invade her privacy like that. Grow some balls. So this is Stifler, right? His friends go, Stifler has a point here, man. She's going to be naked in your house. You got to do it. I was like, yo, this movie is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. That's an insane thing to do.
To just also make it normalize it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, if you don't do it, you're a fucking weirdo, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's also 1999. No one really knows what the internet is.
Yeah. They don't know. They're like, oh, bro, this
is forever. That's not like
a... They
didn't know it was forever yet. But that shit's forever.
Damn, bro. People are turned up.
Yeah, that shit is like, bro, can you imagine if your friend... imagine if your friend told you that now. You'd be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, yeah. If we were like, hey, we should broadcast over the internet, I'd be like, yo, you mean go to prison?
Yeah, go to jail?
Like real prison.
Yeah, like actual prison.
But with time.
Yeah.
We're talking we serving like 2 to 3 years.
But in 99, they're like, yeah, this is great.
What? It's like, it's like a Snapchat. It goes on there and it's off.
Yeah, no one will remember this except everybody.
So they convince him to do it. They go, all you got to do is set up a private link. You send us the address.
Have you ever had a girl in high school that ended up doing porn?
I'm sure I have, but I just haven't. Remember, I went to all boys school.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So I'd have to go through middle school days.
Yeah. You ever have a friend in high school that ended up doing gay porn?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, we're at a Catholic school.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I hope all of them are doing it. I hope everyone but me is doing gay porn out of my senior class. That's what I fucking dream.
Yeah.
That's literally my dream. Yeah, for sure. You went to both schools. So you had girls in your school, so for sure somebody's sucking cock.
Oh yeah, no, we found a girl once, and then we went to a party, and then the entire just on the TV was just her videos.
How crazy is it? Somebody in your graduating class is a homeless person or going to be a homeless person.
Yeah, like somebody's like deeply addicted to drugs.
Yep, or schizophrenic.
Yeah,
and it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So right now they still have a family and they have all the things. But
and they have no idea.
It's a countdown.
Yeah.
Like 5 years from now, they're gonna be on the street yelling in LA.
And there's nothing they can do about it.
Yep. Isn't that fucking crazy?
It's weird.
I think about that all the time. Like, damn, this somebody in my graduating class is fucking a homeless person right now, or about to be.
I remember when the first kid in one of my classes died, and it was like,
I remember that. Fuck. That's a big feeling. What a eye opener when you're a kid.
Yeah, and also because like I didn't know her very well, but it's also
still
like,
it's
like, damn, dude, that's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you were nice. What the fuck?
Also, I just
you're allowed to die
like,
at that young.
You're young. Yeah, I was just like, wait, I didn't know that was okay.
We're still in college. Like it was like,
dude.
what the fuck? That's allowed to happen.
Oh, you were in college?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, I remember this actually because that shit happened to me
in school,
elementary school, and then really happened to me my freshman year of high school. Sophomore year of high school. My homie, the guy I was friends with, like literally one of my best friend in middle school, 6th to 8th grade. He was one of my best friends. You know what I mean? He was in our crew of like, it'd be like if Matt Lockwood died.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was in our crew. You know, like he went to a different high school with me, obviously. But you know, you like we're still cool when I'd see him, blah blah blah. And then he died my sophomore year of high school, and that one was like, what? Died in a car crash, drunk driver. Life's awful.
And the drunk driver lived, huh?
Yeah, he lived.
Yeah, always.
He lived. Another kid died. Another kid in the car died, and then another kid who was also in our crew, who would be like Jeffrey Burner. His name was Twan. You know, Twan Oakley. He lived, and he was not only lived because the one kid died, another kid died. One kid had like a broken arm, broken leg, and like a bunch of broken ribs. He lived. Not a scratch.
Not a scratch. Jesus.
And he lives with like that. What up, Twan? If you ever hear this, that was Twan's journey.
Yeah. That must have fucked him up.
And him and Chris were best friends. It'd be like me and you in the group. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
So it was like that one. That one was a mind fuck. That one was a mind fuck. I had to go to the funeral, and I remember being at I remember the next day, like the day I found out, I'm at the hospital with all the. Because, I mean, it was like, what? Chris died. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Be like, you found out. Even if you hadn't seen Daddy for 2 years, it'd be like, you found. 2 years isn't a lot. You haven't, and then you find out he died in a car crash. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So it's just, man, that one was a fucking mindfuck. This episode was going to take us some weird places.
Yeah, really. Yeah, we're at some weird places. I think we talked about it yesterday. If it's before 50, it's weird. If it's after 50, it's like, it makes sense.
You're supposed to go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just how it is.
So. Back to them trying to broadcast this girl. Back to this FBI level crime.
Oh my god, yeah, with this real deal felony they're about to commit.
The actual felony.
Yeah.
Wow, you're right. This is a fucking felony.
Dude, this is a felony.
So they, the Kevin guy, they live near each other. He goes, bro, we live down the street. I'll save you a seat, right? Just record her, let her change, run over, save you a seat. Cut through back to the choir practice, right? The teacher is saying how they need a duet with Heather, blah, blah, blah. And right then Oz goes, I'll do it with her. And then she's like, ugh. And she looks over and she's like, why are you doing this? He's like, I want to. She's like, you can't fake this. It's a real duet for a real musical competition. You have to practice, And he's like, I will. And she storms off, right? So Jim is at home and he's setting up his computer, setting up his camera, like sends all the links, does all the things, right? Right then his dad walks in and he goes, son, you have a guest. And it's Nadia. She's so hot. And he goes, I'll let you two hit the books. And then he looks at his son and he goes, and he walks out, right? Dude, Eugene Levy's the man. Imagine if your dad hit you with the...
Yeah. Hey, get it, son.
Go ahead now. Come on now. I'll close the door, buddy, He also, his dad closes the door, so it's like...
Yeah. Creepy. Kind of a little bit creepy.
Very creepy.
A little bit creepy.
Dad, don't...
Yeah.
Let me close the door.
Yeah, also, you're supposed to play the game. You're supposed to be like, keep the door open.
Dad, play the game.
Play the game. Me. Yeah, you're supposed to play the game.
Jesus, help me out here.
Yeah, because now it's like...
Oh,
does your dad want us to fuck? Is your
dad watching this, and is he going to come in later and try to bang me as well?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Which is hot as fuck.
I mean, I've watched a lot of porns like that.
So, all the boys are sitting watching their laptops, right? And then he cut back to the room, and he's like, do you need the room to change? And she's like, do you mind? He's like, no, I'll go downstairs and study up. Get to studying. And she's like, okay. And he's like, back in a sec, and then he starts running downstairs, and then his parents are like, Jim, he's like, back in a sec, and then he's like, honey, and then he just runs out the door, right? And now he's sprinting down the street. Just sprinting down the street, right? And he bends the corner, he goes like a block, and then he runs up stairs into Kevin's house. And they're like, whoa, and he's like, did I miss anything? And they're like, just in time. And then right then she takes her top off, right? And they're like, oh shit. Takes off her shorts. She is so hot, just bra panties, white. So hot. Banging. Bra comes off. Her tits are just...
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, those are some titty balls. Titty balls. So...
Well, way to take all the sexiness out of it.
Titty balls. So, I mean, Stifler and his little brother are watching, right? And the little brother's like...
Sorry. I just got reminded by this because I was at a coffee shop earlier. And I'm walking in and this girl just talking to her friends, and all I hear is, "Hey, why do Italian dudes always follow you to your car?" And that's what it reminded me of. I was like, I
don't know if that's an Italian trait or you have a stalker lady.
Yeah, I think you just met one Italian dude that followed you to your car.
I think you need to call the police.
Yeah, I don't think
that specific guy.
I don't think all Italian dudes follow you to your car.
And if Italian dudes keep following you to your car, stop walking with fucking
Italian dudes or like spaghetti.
Yeah, you bread in your pocket.
What's going on? All Italian dudes? How come all Italian dudes follow you? And her friend was like, "Yeah, Italian Americans, right?" And I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Like black people not tipping? Is it like that?
Yeah, maybe Italians following to your car is like black people not tipping.
Oh, we all have our things.
Yeah,
we all have our quirks, don't we?
Yeah, y'all have our things. Yeah, sorry, that's what the Mamma Mia titty balls reminded me of.
Mamma Mia titty emosas.
All right, so her titties are out.
Oh, dude. They're just so amazing. She's going through his stuff, right? With her tits out, walking through his room, and the boys are just watching, all freaking out. She finds his dirty magazines, and he goes, "Oh no, she's gonna think I'm a loser." She's like, "Oh, those are my magazines." Like, "Oh, Jim, you left those out." And he's like, "I didn't think." And then right then, she gets in the bed and starts reading them, and they're like, "No," and then she starts rubbing on her nipples, and it's like, bro, the hottest thing you've ever seen.
Right.
And of course, they're all quiet. Their mouths are just dropped, and then she starts fingering herself, and they're like, "Jackpot, baby!" And then he's like, "A gorgeous woman is masturbating on my bed." And then right then one of the Finch goes, "If you ever had a chance, this is it." And he goes, what should I do? And Kevin goes, "Go ask her if she needs an extra hand." He's like, "I can't say that." "Go say that right now. What are you doing? That's stupid." He's like, "I can't." They're like, "Get out of here. Go. You got to at least be there. Go. And he's watching her, and then she's fingering herself, bro. She's so hot.
Right.
Dear Lord.
That is a kind of crazy thing to do if you're just supposed to be changing.
Yeah, you are jerking off?
Yeah.
Casually?
Yeah, in someone else's bed? Unless this is your move.
I think this is her move.
Yeah.
So she runs, right? He runs home. He's running. As he's running, like he gets to the door, he's like, "Oh God, oh crap, I can't do this," right? Kevin gets a call. It's Sherman. He's like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "Jim addressed the email wrong, you idiots." He goes, "What?" He sent it to everyone in the school directory. And he goes, "Wait, what?" And then they show everyone in the school watching on their computers going, "What the fuck is this?" As she's just jerking off. And this is why it's a felony, guys.
Yeah.
For this legitimate reason. This is the reason.
Oh, dude, it was a felony if you sent it to one of your friends.
That's what I'm saying. It was already a felony.
Yeah,
but then you have the possibility those 6 friends never say anything, and you get through it for like maybe.
Get away with it.
But this is the felony.
Yeah. There's no way people aren't getting told.
Well, every teacher got it too. It's the school's directory.
What a dumbass.
How do you mess that up too? How do you go from my 6 friends to the school directory? How do you have that even? How do you have everyone's email?
Oh, I mean, back in the day, at least, we used to get like a school directory.
I used to get that too.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's doable.
I forgot about the school directory.
The school directory was a real thing. In case you wanted to stalk a kid, I guess. It's a bad idea. Like, looking back, I was like, geez, what are you doing? You're doing a bunch of horny kids, everyone's addresses?
Addresses, phone numbers, emails, everything.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
A little more trusting of a time.
90s, baby.
90s, baby.
So,
we play fast and loose with the rules.
Jim, he prays for God's help, and then he walks in, right? And you just hear her masturbating. He's just like, and then he goes up. He's looking at her, and then it cuts back to the kids watching on their laptops, and then one of the guys goes, "Yo, that dude's in my trick class." And the guy goes, "Yeah, he is in our trick class," right? And everybody's just freaking out, right? And he goes, "Looks like you could use an extra hand." And she goes, "Oh my God." And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. And she goes, "Jim." She covers up. She goes, "Shame on you." "Well, you've seen me. Now I see you." He goes, "What?" "Strip." Slowly. And she puts on techno music, and he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Move, Jim, move." And he starts dancing. Da-da-da-da.
God, this is why would you even want to do that in front of your friends?
Dude, right? So she starts reading magazines. He takes his shirt off. He throws it over the camera. And all of his friends are like, oh, come on, bro. Jim, fuck you, man.
That's a smart move.
You know what I mean? He keeps dancing. Shirt falls off. And they're like, everybody looking back on the computer is like, yeah, back in the game, right? He's still dancing, right? He starts humping the chair, and she's like, ooh, Jim, you're a bad boy. And he's like, I'm bad boy. She said, ooh, now come to me. And he's like, he gets all nervous. He's like, oh, yeah. And he gets in the bed with her, and she takes his hand. She goes, be gentle, right? And she starts taking his hand down towards her pussy, and he goes, oh, and he blows the fucking load.
Well, at least everyone in school saw it.
So Jim, everyone is watching going, oh no, at the same time. And then Stifler's little brother goes, wait, what happened? I don't get it. And then Stifler just goes, he blew it. And then everybody's like, no, what a loser. Everybody's making fun of him, right? And then she's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll be going, Jim. And she starts putting her clothes back on. He's like, no, Nadia, I'm not done. I promise I'm not done. I got reserves. I got plenty of reserves. And she's like, I don't know. He's like, no, I promise I can do more. Look, I got these. And she's like, well, I like your dirty magazines. He's like, I got plenty. And he starts showing her. He's like, look at this one. This one's even more dirty, right? And she's like, yeah, I like this one. And he's like, yeah. He's like, look, they're all great, but they're not as great as you. Oof. And then she goes, oh, Jim. And then she gets on top of him. She starts making out with him, right? And then she stands back up and she drops her panties. And she goes, I believe the expression in America is shaved. Yes, I am shaved. And he goes, holy shit. Touch me, Jim. She grabs his hand, puts it on her pussy. And everybody, again? And then Sherman just goes, what a loser. She leaves. He's like, oh. Everyone saw.
Yeah.
That and the pie are like the most famous scene.
Well, you know what? You deserve that. He definitely deserved that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved that. That's karma working against you.
From the felony.
Yeah, from the deep felony. Like the really big felony.
The real like you're in prison for years.
And he's not even gonna get expelled from school, is he?
How do teachers give a shit about this? They got to watch a chick masturbate.
Yeah, that's true. All teachers are cool like that.
Most should be.
Yeah.
So the next day, everyone is at school laughing at him, right? And they're giving him all this shit for, like everybody. And he's just like, yeah. And he's like, what's going on? Right? He doesn't know. And then he takes off running. So Heather walks by the jazz class and she sees Oz and they're singing his ass off and he's practicing and she's like loving it, right?
Right.
So cut back to the boys and then they're telling him what happened and Jim's like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And then they're like, well, you think you'll still have a chance with Nadia? And he's like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, well, why do you say that? He's like, because she's already on a plane back home. She left this morning. And they're like, damn. And he's like, you know what? I just don't know how to talk to girls.
Well, at least Nadia will never
suck
know.
with women. No, Nadia knows. That's why she left.
Oh, okay.
She left because she was embarrassed.
That's fair.
How does she come back to school? Think about him coming back to school.
Yeah.
She's the one that's hot.
Everyone's seen her pussy.
Yeah, dude. And seeing that she was willing to fuck Jim twice.
Yeah. Rough. All right, so he doesn't know how to talk to girls.
So he's in class and he's sitting there and it's quiet. Like he's in class and he's by himself and a girl walks in and she goes, this one time at band camp.
Oh, and thus begins the other famous scene.
We weren't supposed to have pillow fights, but you know what we did? We did have pillow fights. And then he's like, and then she keeps doing it. He's like, Michelle, right? And then she's like, yeah, I learned to play the flute at band camp. Did you know that? And then he says, hey, why are you talking to me? And she's like, what? You're sitting here. You seem cool. And he's like, do you not know what happened? And she's like, what? What happened? And then she starts telling more band camp stories. And he laughs and he goes, hey, you want to go to prom with me? And she's like, yeah. Can we go to Stifler's party after though? He goes, of course, whatever you want. And she's like, oh my God, you know what that'll be like? It'll be like this one time at band camp. And he just puts his head down. Like, oh dear God, what did I just do? She's awesome.
She's funny.
Oh, she kills it. I mean, I can imagine seeing her that in the theater too of like, who is this weird girl?
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah. One time at band camp chick. Also, it is a clever, memorable line.
Right.
This one time at band camp. Anything can go after that.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's what people don't get about comedy, bro. It's so simple, bro. When you do it right, it can be outrageously good.
You just do it, and you can just do the same thing over and over again.
Over and over again. And it's the funniest shit ever. And it's simple as fuck. That's why Get Her Done or, You Might Be a Redneck is so funny.
Right, it's simple.
It's so, and like people hate on it. It's like, bro, that shit is funny, bro. And like, Get Her Done. Or fucking, but You Might Be a Redneck, that shit, suck my dick.
And you can just do it over and over again. That's why black people versus white people, men versus women.
Oh, yeah.
That's why that's the thing.
And it's always funny.
Dogs versus cats.
Oh, dogs versus fucking cats is always funny.
Yeah. Are you a dog person? You're a dog person more than a cat person.
I love dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs are way better. Dogs love you.
Yeah.
Cats eat you when you die. They eat your face.
It's a good friend. It's a good friend. Put me back in nature, cat. Put me back into nature.
That's so funny. Cat, do your worst. Put me back in the world, baby.
Yeah.
So
I'll be part of the cycle.
God, bro. So later that night, the Heather chick visits Oz at like his fast food job, and they flirt and talk about college, right? And they're like getting back together, kind of. So a girl is at school the next day, tells Stifler she's not going to go to prom with him anymore. And he's like, why? And she's like, well, I think Paul Finch might ask me. And he goes, shit break? And she's like, yeah, well, she's like, don't be mad. I heard about what he did to you, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. She's like, it's okay. And then he storms off, right? And then the Kevin guy's like, what's wrong? He's like, fucking shit break. And he goes up to the girl. He's like, what's going on? She's like, oh, Stifler's mad because I'm not going to prom with him. And apparently Paul Finch kicked his ass yesterday. And he's like, are you serious? Who told you that? Cut to, he's talking to Vicky's friend from the beginning, the one that she was telling about the space shuttle stuff.
Right.
And he's like, how did this all start? And she's like, look, I'll tell you, but you got to keep it under wraps. He's like, I will. She's like, Finch comes up to me and he goes, hey, I'll give you $200. Just say I was dynamite in bed. And he's like, that's it? She's like, that's it. And he's like, whoa. And I was like, wow, that is how a rumor would spread.
It's a great way. You just find the right rumor spreader.
He was dynamite in bed.
Yeah.
He was dynamite. All she had to say was he was dynamite in bed to one girl, and that took on
its own
life.
Right. That's a smart dude. Short game, baby. That's why you practice the short game.
That was the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, I love the golfer. I was like, oh, it's pretty subtle.
It's a short game.
So Oz is like after practice, he's singing in the shower with the team, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so gay!" And he's like, "Do you believe in magic?" Right? And then they're like, "Man, if you do any of that shit Saturday against MSG
13,
we're gonna get our ass
lacrosse team." Yeah.
He's like, "But you know it's our last game Saturday," and then he goes, "Oh no, I forgot." And they go, "What?" He goes, "I have a music competition." He goes, "It's our last game," and he's like, cut to, he's talking to Heather. He's like, "I blew it. I fucked up. I'm so sorry. I got to cancel on the thing, but after the game, I'll be able to come and at least say hi to you guys and, afterwards, right?" And then she's like, "You know what? Just it's okay. Do whatever makes you happy." He's like, "Thanks for understanding." And she's like, "Yeah, whatever." And she leaves, right?
Oof.
I mean, he has to play the game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's lacrosse.
Yeah, it's
He's
also
been on the team the whole. He just started doing the choir.
Yeah. You gotta do the thing you agree to first.
Have to. That's how life works.
Yeah.
So, right then he goes. Stifler sees Kevin. He goes, "Hey, Kevin, seen shit break lately?" And he goes, "No, why?" And then Stifler smiles. And he goes, "What did you do?" He goes, "Oh, nothing." He goes, "I'm the one whose ass he kicked." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But I'll tell you one thing. I don't think he's going to have problems shitting in school anymore." He goes, "Why?" Slipped a little something in his mochaccino, and it's a bunch of laxatives. You see Finch sprinting down the hallway. Stifler's smiling, right? He opens up a bathroom door and he goes, "Right this way, sir." As he runs in, he looks at the toilet and he's like, oh, he doesn't want to do it, right? And he starts putting like little napkins down, like, because there's no seat covers. So he starts putting tissue down like one by one to cover the whole seat, and it takes him a long time. He's like, and he finally sits down and he braces and he's like, and then right then a bunch of girls walk in the bathroom. He's in the girls' bathroom. The girls are giggling and they're talking about how hot Finch is and how refined he is and how you might ask them to prom. And even if he doesn't, they might hook up with him after. It doesn't matter. Like, everything you want to hear.
Right. He's in a bad situation right now.
And then finally he just releases, bro. the girls are first like, oh, and then they start screaming because he's just like, right? Because it's just, he gave them way too many laxatives. And then the girl's like, oh my God. And then he's just releasing. He finally comes outside. The entire school is outside watching. And Stifler's like, yeah, baby! Yeah! You did it! Everyone's just laughing, making fun of him. And he's just like, man, these guys are going through it, bro.
What is this high school, man? Yeah, what is the fuck? No one's in class. Everyone's watching a guy shit.
It is crazy.
Yeah, who wants to watch a guy shit?
Dude, Kevin is now talking to his girl, Victoria. And she goes, I think I want to do it. He goes, yeah? She goes, yeah. And he gets into bed with her.
About this subplot.
Yeah.
All together. A lot of things.
So much comedy.
Since she came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, right? That's the last time we saw her. She goes, I want to do it. He goes, let's do it. And she goes, I love you. Your turn. He goes, oh, that's not what I was thinking. She goes, sex. It's always about sex with you. He goes, no, it's just, when I say I love you, it needs to be perfect. She goes, so Heather, cut back to, she's at the competition. She doesn't want to sing with a new partner. She's missing Oz.
Right.
Oz is dominating the game. But on his face, he looks really sad as he's dominating.
Right.
So the coach calls a huddle.
It's like this is like that Good Will Hunting moment where he doesn't watch the Carlton Fisk home run because it's about a girl. He has to go see about a girl.
God, what a great movie scene. That's not this.
Yeah.
You just named like one of the best movie scenes of all time, possibly.
This movie. That's what it reminded me of. It's about.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So the coach is saying how in the huddle, like, you don't score until you score, and you're all seniors, and this matters the most, and you got to look back and think about your life, about what it means to you, and blah blah blah. And you look back on these days, and that's what's gonna matter, right? And then right then, Oz goes, takes his helmet off. Good luck, fellas, and he leaves. And they go, Oz, sorry, coach. And he goes, Oz, you got somewhere more important to be? Yeah, I do.
I gotta see about a girl.
And he runs off, and then Stifler's like, Oz, fuckface. Oz keeps running. He runs all the way to the music hall, right? Straight to the Heather. And then she sees him. She's like, oh, my God, what are you doing? You're missing the game for us? And he goes, not for us, for you. And then he makes out with her.
Sweet. That's sweet.
It's kind of sweet.
That's sweet.
What a fucking faggot, though.
That's sweet, I guess. But, finish the game.
Definitely finish the game, dude.
Finish the game.
Finish the fucking game.
Finish the game. Unless he marries this chick.
Right.
Which is not what's going to happen.
They sing the duet. Mm-hmm. Do you believe in magic?
I can't believe it's the same song.
I think it's that song. Maybe. But it's all. First off, it's awful, though.
Right.
Like, they legitimately sound terrible. You remember my parents' wedding?
Yes, I remember your parents'
Remember that feeling you had when we were, like, looking at each other?
When we were watching the duet happen?
And we were like...
Yeah. We're like, this is, I'll never forget this.
That was the funniest thing of all time.
Yeah, that duet. Because the guy coming in was a surprise. I'll never forget that. Because the girl was singing, and you're like, I get this. And then the dude came in, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. I didn't realize this was going to be amazing.
Can you feel the love to
Is that what they sang?
They might as well have.
Yeah, right.
Tell me they might have not as well sang
same vibe.
It was that. It was a woman and a dude, then a woman and a dude.
Whatever the black version of that song is, that's what they were singing.
God damn, bro. So... Kevin and Jim, they come and they watch his performance, and they're like, yeah, Oz, you fucking rule, right? So Vicky is talking to her friend, and she's like, does sex hurt? And the friend's like, yeah, the first time, but, you do it again and again and again, and it feels good, and then one day it starts to feel
great,
really good.
Yeah.
God, that's how women, it's crazy that's how women's sexual experiences.
Yeah, it's crazy how the first time can hurt.
Not just the first time, maybe first couple times. You don't know how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Or just like just for you to, it's just different because you're getting inserted in. So it's way more for you.
There's a lot happening.
Way more is going on. And then she goes, I think I should have sex because I don't want to go to college and do it with some random guy. And then if I do that, I'm gonna wish it was him the whole time. And then she's like, just do it with him. She goes, really? She's like, you're a woman. You're ready for sex. And the friend's like, yeah. And she's like, you know what? And it's gonna be perfect. And the friend's like, just rolls her eyes. Right. So in class, she looks over. She's like, Kevin, I want to have sex. And he goes, now? And then the whole class stops. And she's like, no, prom. And he goes, right? So cut to the boys in montage are all getting prom suits, right? Finch is sitting sad in the park. Kevin, he's getting condoms. Everybody's getting all dressed up. His dad is talking to Jim, right? And he's hugging him, and he goes, Jim, I'm just going to say one thing. I want you to be very careful when putting on the corsage tonight. And Jim's like, okay, Dad, I promise. Promise? I promise. Okay. And then his dad hugs him, and he's like all teared up. Eugene Levy's so funny, bro. That's a ridiculous thing to be crying about, too.
Yeah, right? What?
My son might get laid tonight.
Yeah, relax, bro. How long has it been since you've been laid?
Right?
If you care that much about your son getting laid.
God, he's so funny, though. I mean, if I ever think about it, man, if I ever like make something and you need a comedy dad, he is.
Well, he's probably kind of too old to be a comedy dad now.
Grandpa.
Comedy grandpa, yeah.
Grandpa's perfect, too. You think
Yeah.
he wouldn't kill that role?
Yeah, I think he would.
So at prom, everyone's slow dancing on the floor, and Jim's date is like they show everybody dancing with their dates, and then Jim's date's just going on about band practice, and he's just like, you know. So the boys a little bit later they circle up, and then Kevin's like, so where do we all stand? What's going on, Jim? And then Jim's like, look, man, my date's a band dork, whatever, right? And he's like, okay. And then he goes, Oz, that jazz shit paying off for you? You gonna get laid tonight? And then Oz goes, yo, bro, what's with your attitude, Kevin? And he's like, what? This is the night I've been waiting for, and you guys are acting like you don't care. And then right then Jim goes, Kevin, you don't need us to get laid, man. Go get laid. We don't have to get laid just because you're getting laid. Yeah. He's like, what do you mean? That's not the point. He's like, we made a pact. He's like, dude, are you afraid? He's like, we made a pact. You guys have to do it too. It can't just be me. And they all like, dude, we don't have to do shit. And Jim's like, dude, I don't have to do shit, man. I hate sex. I'm not going to bust my balls for something that's not important. I just want to go over there and hang out with that geek. Is that okay? You know why? Because she's not going to talk about sex. And then they all walk off and leave him. And he just stands there alone, right? Like all nervous. I get him.
Yeah, he's afraid.
I was there. I get that. Where you're just like, oh, fuck, man. Is this really what's going to
happen?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
So the girl with Sherman is talking to Vicky. Remember the girl that was with Sherman in the beginning of the movie?
Right.
That was Sherman?
Right.
Shermanator. So she's telling him how like, oh man, Sherman's the best. We have such great long talks and all these things, right? And then Vicky laughs and she goes, is that what you call it? And the girl looks at her and goes, what? And she goes, Sherman, you guys have long talks, right? That's what he said. And she goes, what did he say?
Oh, Sherman. I believed in you. I believed in you.
So the girl goes up, grabs the mic from the guy who's singing in like the band for the prom. Hi, everybody. Excuse me. I just want everyone to know that Chuck Sherman, right there, Chuck Sherman, he is a liar. He's never had sex with anyone. He told me the night at Stifler's party when we hung out all night and we talked about our feelings. He also told me that the only thing he's ever had sex with is a grapefruit once. He also told me when he gets nervous, he pees his pants. And it cuts to show him, and he's like, and just pissing his pants. So yeah, he had the worst experience for sure.
Yeah, oh my God. I believed in you at the beginning too.
Shermanator. So the boys meet up with Kevin, right? Outside, and he's really sad. And then they're like, what's going on, man? He's like, I just don't know what I'm doing, guys. She's going to tell me I love her, and she's going to tell me that she loves me, and I don't know what to say, and I'm just scared, and I know tonight is the night. And they're like, look, bro, you got to relax. It's going to be okay. We're all here together. Tonight is the night. I mean, we're on a party on a lake, for God's sakes. And they're like, yeah. And then one of the friends goes, he's like, yo, we've been friends with Stifler this whole time. It's got to be for something. Let's have a good time tonight.
Right.
We're about to go to this party and have a good time, you know? Right. Which I love because it's very, like, Cartman-esque. Like, if you're going to be friends with Cartman, you got to get the benefits of it.
Right. Which is,
he's going to his mom's house and you can do whatever you want.
Also pure domination. Like, pure like, if you're on Cartman's side, you're going to get what you want.
If you're not, you might kill your parents and feed them to you.
Well, so it's better to be on his side.
So they all go to, they tell him, Sherman's a virgin and he pissed himself, and then Kevin feels better. And they all go to Stifler's dope mansion party on the beach, right?
Right.
And homegirl's telling more band camp stories. And then finally she stops. She goes, I've been talking the whole time. Do you have any stories? And he's like, well, if you want a story, my story's a little more raunchy. She's like, ooh, I like raunchy stories. He's like, okay, well, one time I saw Stifler drink a cup of cum. One time I saw Stifler throwing up from drinking a cup of cum. She's like, really? And then he starts telling that story, right? And so Kev and Vicky, they go find a room and they get all comfy. They get comfy, right? And they're staring at each other across the bed. Oz walks with Heather and they walk out like to the pier, like where the water is.
Right.
And he's telling her how he is a virgin. And he's telling her about the whole movie, like we made this deal and we've been doing all these things, trying to get laid, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, if you're trying to get me to have sex with you, this is a weird proposition, He's like, no, that's not it. When I'm with you, I feel like I've already won. and I already did do it, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, I'm your girlfriend. She said something about how he's like, I'm your girlfriend now. And then they kiss, right? So Finch, he's walking around the house party alone, and he sees a sign on the room that says keep out. He's like, ugh, and he goes in anyway. There's a pool table. He like flings a ball across the table, and you hear a woman go, you lost? And you hear like Vegas music kicking. And you see a hot, older ass Stifler's mom.
Oh, he fucks Stifler's mom?
Stifler's mom's super hot. You recognize, by the way, but it's mainly from being Stifler's mom, but she's been in a million other
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
So she's smoking a drink, and she's smoking, and she's got a drink, and she's like, you enjoying yourself, honey? And he goes, oh, I'm 3 sheets to the wind, ma'am. And she's like, ooh, where's your date? He goes, oh, no date for me. Had a little bathroom incident. And she's like, is that so? He's like, oh, yeah.
Well, way to get revenge on Stifler.
Right?
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, anything to drink? And she goes, well, the kegs are upstairs if that's what you want. He goes, Cretans drink that. She goes, I got scotch. Single malt. Aged 18 years, the way I like it. And he goes and he like slowly like grabs the glass from the bar, and she's like, ooh. And she's like 50 or something. Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he goes,
just hanging out at his son's party.
Dude.
Oh, man, I knew moms like that.
So homegirl is now sitting on the couch with Jim, and she goes, you want to hear a nasty story of mine? And he goes, yeah. She goes, this one time at band camp, we played a game, spin the bottle. And he goes, yeah. And she goes, and I kissed a guy on the lips. And Jim's like, So Kevin and Vicky, they lay naked, right? And they're sitting there and they're looking at each other all nervous. And they're like, how do we do it? And then Kevin's like, normal style? And she's like, I think that's missionary.
Animal style.
That's how you do it for sure.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay. And then they're both really terrified. And then she goes, Kev, I need to hear you say it. He goes, Victoria, I love you. They kiss. They get on top of her, right? Oz and his girl, they set up a bunch of cushions on the pier, and they're laying down. Vicky and Kevin are fucking. She's in clear pain. She's like, And he stops. He's like, you okay? She's like, yeah, just go slow, okay? And he's like, okay. And then Oz and his girl, they're getting naked, and they start like getting into it, right? Jim is still bored with his girl's story, and he's just listening. She's going on, and she goes, ooh, and this one time at band camp, I stuck a flute in my pussy. And he goes, what? Excuse me? And he spits his drink out.
Yeah.
And she's like, band camp, it's just sex ed, really. By the way, are we going to screw soon? I'm getting really antsy over here. That's why I keep talking. And he goes, and he grabs her, and they run upstairs to Stifler's little brother's room. And then she slams the door shut. She locks it. She goes, here, wear these. And she gives him 2 rubbers. She's like, make sure you wear both. He goes, why? She's like, I got to desensitize you. She's like, I want you coming early on me. And he goes, you saw that? And she goes, of course. That's why I went to prom with you. You're a sure thing. And he smiles really big. So Finch is now hitting on Stifler's mom. And she goes, Mr. Finch, are you trying to seduce me? And then in the background you hear, and here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. This movie's hilarious, bro.
That's really funny.
That's a great callback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a generational callback.
Oh, right?
Yeah,
Real subtle, too. It just builds in,
Right.
And then they look at the pool table, and then she's like, you're dead. She grabs him and throws him on it, right? So they show Kevin and Vicky's awkward sex, right? Mm-hmm. And just like, and she's like, and he's going. And then they show Oz, and he's killing it. They're like making love. She's like, and he's just making love to her. And then you hear Finch smashing Stifler's mom, right? And he's calling her Stifler's mom. Yeah. Oh, Stifler's mom. Oh, Stifler's mom, right? So Jim and Heather, they go upstairs, right? And they start fucking, and then like she's breaking shit. She's just
one of those
throwing
like
everything
loud.
around. Yeah, she's loud. She's like, "What's my name?" And he's like, "What?" She goes, "Say my name, bitch!" And she punches him. He's like, "Michelle, it's Michelle." And then she smashes the lamp, right? And he's like, "Oh my god!" So everyone's waking up the next morning. Oz and Heather, they're sitting on a blanket, romantic, just holding each other, looking out at the water, right? Vicky and Kevin are getting dressed, and then Kevin's like, "That was a great night, huh?" And Vicky's like, yeah, I guess, right?" And he's like, all uncomfortable. And then she goes, "Kevin, next year we're gonna be at different schools across the country from each other." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, but we'll long distance, right? It'll be perfect." She's like, "It's not gonna work." He's like, "No, don't wait, don't say that.
Never does.
Don't say that. It'll be perfect. It'll be perfect."
Relationships never work in college.
And she goes, "Oh no, Kevin. We can't plan everything. He's like, oh, you're right. But last night, I wasn't lying. I love you. And she's like, I know. It's like, ooh. That would hurt.
Oof.
Your first time having sex?
Yeah.
And that's how it goes down?
With you? Yeah.
Right after.
Ooh.
How does that, just your confidence and how you feel about yourself?
Yeah.
And like, on some real shit, nigga. That would really fucking.
Floor.
Yeah.
Really, like, sink it.
Yeah, dude. That would be a crazy way to have sex for the first time.
Right.
With a girl that like you've been dating the whole time through high school, and this has been a big moment. You both built it up.
That's what happens. But that's what happens when you build it up.
Yep.
It's never as good.
And now she's gonna go off and get railed in college.
Yeah.
And enjoy it.
Yeah. And you're still gonna be
Thinking about her.
About yourself. Yeah.
Damn, life's a motherfucking fool. So Jim wakes up to a T-Rex doll, right? And he's like, what? And he looks for the girl and she's gone. And he's like, oh my God, she used me. I was used.
Yeah.
So Stifler wakes up and he walks into the room and he's like, hey, Mom? Shit break? Hey, Stifler, what's going on? Stifler passes out. They all that afternoon they go get hot dogs, right, at the place from the beginning, and
right.
Oz is saying how, you know, they're like, how'd you do, Oz? They're like, he's like, I almost had sex, but no luck for me. And then they go, oh damn, don't worry, Oz, you'll get there. And he's like, yeah, he's kind of just smiling, like playing it off. And then but then Oz goes, but guys, I think I'm falling in love with her. And they go, whoa. And he goes, you know what the coolest thing is? This right now, you know, he's like, after this, it's all gonna be different. You know, it's like, it's cool that we had this moment, blah, blah, blah. And then Kevin goes, here's to the next step. And they're all like, the next step. And they all cheers. Cut to Jim and Nadia, they're Skyping each other. And then he's stripping for her, and she's laughing and clapping, right? And his dad opens the door and walks in and sees him, and he's like, and he walks off, and he starts dancing, and he goes, sweetheart, American Pie.
I like that it ended on him.
Had to. He stole the movie.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch this now.
It's a good time. You own it.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun listening to you. How long is the movie?
Hour 30.
Hour 30. That's so funny. Our description of the movie took longer than the movie.
Yeah, we got in a life.
Yeah, we
this movie, high school, any movie that like is about high school sports, like sports movies, any movie that this is a movie just about high school, a movie about sex.
Yeah.
This movie's about high school and sex. So it's like,
which is like on your mind in high school.
And how many memories did it spark? You know,
so many.
Yeah,
so many.
So,
like, God damn, I was the loser. I still am. That's all I think is like, damn, I'm still the fucking loser.
Now you're fucking Stifler's mom, baby.
Oh, I wish she was. I wish.
Beaners, thanks for listening, man.
That's American Pie.
That's American Pie. I hope you guys had a good time, because I had a good time.